Several have been convicted and sentenced, while others await trial. The judge said evidence showed Robertson went into an eye care center where windows were broken and laptops and sunglasses were stolen. The riot occurred after the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, and more than $2 million in damage occurred to shops and government buildings. A lengthy strike at a big truck maker is finally over. Here's Jeff Gilbert with the details.
A second vote on a third tentative contract was the charm at Volvo Heavy Trucks. The UAW represented workforce at the Virginia plant took that second vote after management said it was going to restart the plant without them. Now the 2,900 workers will return to their jobs this weekend to get that plant up and running again.
Some people might find this fascinating. You could be able to rent a houseboat on the Kalamazoo River in Saugatuck next summer. WOOD-TV reports a Grand Rapids developer, Enhorn LLC, plans to put 4 tiny houseboats in the water near the historic Saugatuck Chain Ferry and operate them like hotels. Project developer Daniel Stauffer says the houseboats are inspired by the homes on the canals in Amsterdam. Some are concerned about guests taking up street parking and visibility on the water. And Faster Horses kicks off today at the Michigan International Speedway. The 3-day camping and country music festival usually draws about 40,000 people each day. Headliners include Luke Combs, Thomas Rhett, and Jason Aldean. WSGW News Time, 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly cloudy skies and a few isolated rain showers today with a high temperature in the upper 70s. Isolated rain showers continue into tonight with a low in the mid-60s. Partly sunny on Saturday for the beginning of the weekend. We could see some rain showers later on in the afternoon and a high of 79 degrees. Northeast winds will gust as high as 25 miles per hour. Mostly clear for your Saturday night to low near 62. Sunshine returns to the area on Sunday with highs in the mid-80s, staying clear once again Sunday night to low in the mid-60s. This is staff meteorologist Jake Pozazensky with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, 67.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW, also online at WSGW.com. Art Lewis not here once again as he continues to work at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, that LPGA event that's been happening at Midland Country Club throughout the week. They got started on Wednesday. Today is round 3. And then they will have their final round tomorrow. Great LPGA event. And Art was just actually in the building, just picking something up. And he said, tournament has been running flawlessly. And so that is terrific news. And seems like the weather is going to be okay. The rains, we'll just have some cloudy skies, no rains today. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs near 80 for the final round there at Midland Country Club. Sounds pretty good. I'm Pat Johnston, filling in for Mr. Lewis today. I'll be here from 9 to 10. And then coming up at 10 o'clock, Ric Antonio will return to the studio as he'll be talking with Northwood University eSports head coach Cody Elsen. Oh, eSports, that is something that has really intrigued me a lot, and I'm jealous because playing video games was something that was not an option either to make money or take classes and learn more about it when I was a kid. So looking forward to hearing Rick talk to Northwood University eSports head coach Cody Elsen. Right now, though, I'm going to talk with John Garber. He is joining us here on the program to talk about the Midwest Gold Buyers Expo that is taking place in Bay City. John, hey, good morning. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Hey, thank you, Pat. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. So tell us, what is the Midwest Gold Buyers Expo all about?
Well, Pat, what we do is we in this case it's a 2-day event only, and we we rent a vacant spot in the mall, and we have some experts that look at not only your gold and your diamonds, but coins as well, to see what type of value that you may have, and if you do have value, in most cases we do find value. At that point, we actually make an offer to buy it. So you can accomplish two things: either find out what exactly it is that you have, and if you're interested in selling it, we're certainly interested in buying it.
What is the price of gold nowadays?
I haven't looked this morning, Pat, but in the last week it's been hovering around $1,800 an ounce, and that's in the past year since this pandemic hit. It was really hovering around $1,200, and it shot up. It shot up about 50% to $1,800, and it's been vacillating, just right around that mark.
Okay, so I take it that you get a lot of interest from a lot of people for this expo.
Yeah, we typically do, and and it really is from all walks of life. But we do find out that the core of our business is usually an older audience that that has had the stuff laying around for a while, or someone that unfortunately a family member has passed away and it's been passed down, and they really don't know what they have. So it's sometimes it's quite interesting to find out what it is. And our on-site representative Hugh, he's been doing this for 40 years, so he's got his knowledge is quite deep when it comes to this, and he can answer quite a few questions if there are some regarding whatever item it is that you may bring in.
That's a great point. I didn't even think about, something that maybe a family member had for many years, and you just don't want it sitting around anymore. And if you want to try to cash it in, I mean, that's, I guess the expo would be the place to go. And same with, and you said it was same with diamonds, is that correct?
Yeah, that's another thing that we do is if someone has, some, again, in the case of jewelry, most of the jewelry that we see is just plain gold, but quite a few times there are diamonds mounted up in the jewelry, and we can evaluate that. If it's usually from an older antique piece of jewelry, it's kind of interesting because the diamonds years ago were cut much differently than they are today, and we call them an old European or a mine cut. So they're pretty interesting diamonds when you really take a fine look at them.
And we're talking with John Garber. He's helping get the Midwest Gold Buyers Expo going here at Bay City Town Center Mall this weekend. And, before we move on, exactly, maybe tell everybody which days it's happening and the hours.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's going on today from 10 to 6 and also tomorrow from 10 to 6.
Oh, okay.
2 days only. Very
well. I just wanted to ask you were talking about coins. So what kind of coins? I mean, are you talking about something that's older than, I don't know, I'm a novice when it comes to this. So if I had a coin that was from 1940, would that be considered anything, worth anything, or are we talking older than that?
No, you know what? Actually, the timeline, a good timeline for the majority of coins that have some type of silver value or gold value is 1964. Although anything newer than that does have value when it comes to gold. Just briefly, any $50, quarter, or dime, regardless if it has any numismatic value, meaning that it's not rare, those coins, when they were manufactured with 90% silver in them. So with the price of silver today, you'd really be surprised at the type of value that you can find in just coins that have been saved from 1964 and older. And I'm talking about silver coins.
And the shape of the coin, does that play a role?
Well, yes and no. The shape of it does play a role. Well, if it's somewhat of a rare coin, meaning that the mintage was low in that particular mint, and of course there's there's different mints all over the country, but it all depends on how many of that particular coin were minted. Now, if there was a low mintage on of it, then what happens is then you have to take it. Then all of a sudden, it does have numismatic value other than just the weight value. And then we get into when you say shape, we get into a type of grading.
Yeah.
And that starts as all the way from a good to a fine to an extra fine, and then you have AU, which is almost uncirculated, and then you get into BUs or uncs, which means uncirculated coins. And there's different degrees of that, and those degrees have to do with exactly how the coin was stamped, and how it looks, and what type of luster you have to the coin.
That's fascinating. Do you get people who just show up with their coin collections and I don't know, compare, contrast, and see if there's if anything's worth a lot of money?
Well, you know what? Typically, if someone has a coin collection, they'll already know what they have.
Okay.
What it is again is people that most of the people that we come that come into the events are basically seeking some first time knowledge from us.
Gotcha.
And we're able to do a pretty good job of providing that knowledge, and whatever it may be, whether we think it might be good to hold on to it, all depending on your situation. But obviously, yes, we're there, and we're ready to give and capable of giving a very nice bid or offer on the piece if you're interested in selling it.
John, I should ask you, what exactly is your role with the Midwest Gold Buyers Expo?
Well, you know what? Sometimes I actually work the events myself, but my role is basically knowing what's going on in the market, finding avenues, the best avenues, and the best bid and offers to actually acquire and liquidate the coins. I'm involved a little bit in setting up the events themselves. Obviously you had mentioned that it's at the mall in Bay City, and there's some hoops that you have to jump through with that, and that's some of what my role is, operational.
Is this something that you has always interested you throughout your entire life? I mean, ever since childhood, or is this something that you developed interest in later on?
You know what? That's a really good question. Yeah, you know what it is. It all started as a kid and starting a coin collection, and so it kind of just graduated from there. And I'm also involved in the jewelry business. So when I graduated from college, I got involved in the diamond business, and so this is kind of just a nice dovetail of two things that really interested me. So, yeah, that's a really good question.
All right. Well, hey, John, why don't you tell everybody one more time all about the Midwest Gold Buyers Club Expo, and where they have to go, and the hours here for today and tomorrow.
Yeah, again, the hours will be 10 to 6 today and tomorrow only.
Okay, and that's at the Bay City Town Center Mall.
Correct.
All right. Hey, John, well, thank you so much for joining us here today, and I wish you luck. Hope everything goes well.
All right. Thanks for having me, Pat. Have a great day and a great weekend.
You too. Thank you. All right. That is John Garber with the Midwest Gold Buyers Expo, taking place from 10 to 6 both today and tomorrow at the Bay City Town Center Mall. Take your gold, diamonds, and coins over there and, hey, see what they're worth. It is 9:22. We have to take a break and move on to the Fox Business News update. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines at 752-6111. You can give me a call, and let's talk here for the next half hour or so. Again, 752-6111. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll just go with it from there. Back with more after these words.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Getting the entire troop to agree on a place to get some grub can be a real pain in the axe. Now don't go flying off the handle just yet, because the Lumberjack Restaurant has something for everyone to enjoy. Steaks, ribs, taters, mac and cheese, home-style grub that'll knock one or two notches off your belt just by looking at it. So get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
I'm Elizabeth MacDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Americans were spending last month. Retail sales rose 0.6% in June. Economists were expecting a decline. However, the semiconductor chip shortage apparently kept some people from car buying. Excluding autos, retail sales rose 1.3%. Overall, retail sales were up 18% from a year ago, a sign of the economy reopening. Clothing and accessories stores saw sales up 47%. Food services and drinking places reported sales up more than 40% from a year ago. General Motors needs to idle 4 North American assembly plants starting Monday for 4 weeks because of the shortage of chips. Moderna shares continue to rally. The vaccine maker is to join the S&P next week. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosilda, invested in you.
You've been tucked in long enough. Tucked into your home. Tucked into your virtual happy hours, whatever that means. But finally, you can untuck. Untuck a new romance. Untuck a cold one enjoyed by a roaring bonfire. Untuck whatever you damn well please. And if you want to look good while doing it, untuck with a shirt made for this moment. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Find your perfect fit at untuckit.com or one of 80 plus Untuck It stores nationwide. Use code SUNNY for 20% off your first purchase.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments, and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Fly ball to right field. This one's deep. Got some carry to it, and that ball is gone. A home run. Akil Baddoo with number 6.
The Tigers play 1:50 today on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, this is Bill Hobson, and every once in a while I have the privilege of filling in for Art Lewis weekday mornings. But every Sunday evening at 9 p.m. on WSGW, we bring you a program called The Big Impact, filled with inspiring, uplifting, and encouraging stories. So if you've grown weary of a culture that's all negative all the time, I hope you'll join us for The Big Impact, Sundays at 9 p.m. here on WSGW.
Silver and gold, silver and gold. Everyone wishes for silver and gold. How do you measure its worth? it gives.
The great Burl Ives singing about silver and gold.
Silver and gold means so much
From
more
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I had that song in my head as I was talking with John Garber, as he is running the Midwest Gold Buyers Expo. It's taking place at the Bay City Town Center Mall today, tomorrow from 10 to 6. John, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate it. Hope everything goes well for you. And hey, if you got your gold or you got diamonds that you want to check out their worth, or coins, that's the place you want to go, is the Midwest Gold Buyers Expo, Bay City Town Center Mall, 10 to 6 today and tomorrow. Okay. Enough with Burl Ives there, as we are only in July, and I just broke my rule, never play Christmas music when it's in July, but oh well. All right, 752-6111, that's the phone number to give me a call, talk about whatever you like to talk about here today. Something that grabbed my attention as we were going through all the news during the morning team show today is how Los Angeles County out in California is re-implementing a mandate requiring its residents to wear masks while indoors, regardless of their vaccination status. The county previously only recommended mask wearing indoors. The new mandate takes effect on Saturday night, and the announcement was made during a virtual briefing on Thursday afternoon. This is according to KABC. It comes exactly 1 month after California dropped its statewide mask mandate for vaccinated people. Some exemptions will apply, health officials said, similar to masking requirements that were in place last month. They said that the county health officer said that the county is not where we need to be in terms of vaccinations against the virus, as evidenced by 7 straight days of new case numbers that topped 1,000. On Thursday, the county reported over 1,500 new infections, the highest number since early March. And you're seeing COVID numbers rising throughout the country right now, as that Delta variant is really starting to run rampant. And the ones that are really getting hit the most, those who are unvaccinated. But here's my quick take on it. I don't know. I am not sure the mask mandate is going to work, because you're sort of punishing those who got vaccinated. Maybe vaccination requirements are what is needed in the long run. That might have to happen in the long run. I don't know. 752-6111. We've got Jim calling in from Wheeler here today. Jim, what's going on?
Yes, I'm calling about a topic you guys talked about yesterday.
Sure.
About the monuments in the South.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
About the Confederate soldiers.
Yes.
I know you lean heavy Democrat.
Yeah.
Just for
liberal, more liberal than Democrat. I'm not exactly I'm not a member of the Democratic Party.
Okay, all right. A lot of them say that.
So do conservatives.
But
when it comes to the Republican Party,
you're right. Anyways, what I wanted to talk to you about, the people that put those monuments up were Dixiecrats.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who the majority of the Dixiecrats were KKK.
Yes, they were.
Yep, and Harry Byrd, the Honorable Harry Byrd, Representative
Robert Byrd.
Okay, Robert. There you go. Thank you for the correction.
No problem.
Yeah, we want to get it right because we want to know exactly who these people are.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you talking about the Robert Byrd who the NAACP gave all kinds of accolades and awards in his later life for renouncing what he had done in his earlier life? Is that the same guy?
That's an easy way to get out of it.
Is that the same guy we're talking about? I want to make sure we're talking about the same guy.
Yeah, we're talking about the guy at his last vote. They wheeled him in on a stretcher.
Right.
Right. But he was high up in the KKK. He was a Democrat.
Yeah.
He was honored, a very honored member of the Democrat Party. So.
Well, it is actually called the Democratic Party, just to correct you. It's Democratic Party. There's no such thing as a Democrat Party. It's a Democratic Party. There's that. Now, because I don't say Republic Party, I say Republican Party I try to make sure that I call the parties by their correct names. You are absolutely you are absolutely correct about Robert Byrd in his earlier life, that he was a part of the KKK, and he renounced all that and he changed his ways, and I think that's why he's lauded today by many people for changing the way he did. Now he could have gone the way of a Strom Thurmond, who was a Democrat, right? Strom Thurmond was a Democrat in the 30s and 40s. And then after the Civil Rights Bill passed, what did Strom Thurmond, which party did he switch to?
Who's the party though that?
No, Jim. Jim, answer the question. Hold on, Jim, answer the question. Which party did Strom Thurmond?
I have no idea.
You know exactly.
No idea.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're a smart guy.
I don't follow all that crap.
All right.
But
Well,
when they stick out like a sore thumb, then I pay attention.
All right. So you're Strom Thurmond didn't stick out.
See, the thing is, what happens is the people that vote Democratic are the ones that suffer the most when the Democratic Party is in office, because the ones that can least afford to vote Democratic are the poor people, and there are very lot of a certain race that is very poor, and they continued, and it's a certain race of people. A lot of them are in Detroit. They continue to vote Democratic, and they suffer the most for it. I've got relatives, and they're not black, but they suffer because they're not well-to-do. Look what's going on with our country right now because of what we have in the office as president.
Jim, I'm going to go back
to prices are up. Gas prices are up.
Yeah.
Food prices are up.
Yeah.
Price of cars are nuts.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jim, I'm going to go back to
this back when Jimmy Carter was in office.
I'm just going to go back to my first question because you were giving me the life and times of the late Robert Byrd. I'm just going to ask you, after I said that he had renounced everything when he was with the KKK, and that's why he received all kinds of accolades and was beloved by many people because he renounced everything that he did in his earlier life, became a better person. I think everybody could admit. I'm going to go back to Strom Thurmond because you knew a lot about Robert Byrd. I'm going to say you remember Strom Thurmond because he was there until he was like 105 years old.
I remember.
All right, so he was a member of the Democratic Party in the 40s and 50s. Why? What changed? What made him go to the Republican Party?
Maybe his eyes opened up and he decided it was the right way to go.
Had nothing to do that he was a segregationist and didn't like the way the Democratic Party was trending, especially during JFK's years?
They did, yeah, and the Democratic Party wasn't the ones that passed the Civil Rights Bill either. It was Republicans.
No. I'm going to correct you on that.
Republicans were the ones that freed the slaves.
I'm going to correct you on that. It was provincial. There were Democrats in the North and in the West, and there were there were Republicans in the North and the West that passed the Civil Rights Bill. Democrats and Republicans in the South, they voted against it. It was provincial. It actually wasn't exactly along party lines. So
Isn't it amazing how the people that feel so suppressed today continue to vote Democratic when the Democratic Party is so against them.
I will say this. I believe, and I'm going to go back and look. I don't want to just throw something out there. Maybe I could have my facts wrong, but I think that Donald Trump was able to really get a large portion of the vote of those who were making under $50,000. It was the Democrats who were getting more of the suburban and the richer vote than they used to get. So I don't know. Hey, Jim, this was a good discussion. Hey, give me a call back anytime I'm back on. I love it. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Hey, Jim, have a good weekend. Be careful.
Yeah,
all right.
Too,
yes, sir. All right. Take care. All right. David in Bay City, I'm going to take you right now before I move on to a break. So go ahead, David. What's going on? Oh, David, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. David, I think I've got you now on the Art Lewis Show. This is Pat Johnston. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
Okay, same here. I just want to say one thing. The gentleman before you, and I've heard other people say this, people from Detroit, the different races. There's only one race, the human race. It says it right in the Holy Bible. The human race. There is not many races, one race. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, hey, David, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, the human race. Thank you.
Short, concise, and to the point. We will take a quick break, and we'll take some more phone calls, 752-6111. And that's the phone number. Give me a call. You guys who are watching me on camera right now, because you can see me on our YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. You see that I've got my chocolate milk that I've got to drink here during the break. And I'll be back with more right after these words. Open lines until 10 o'clock.
Oh, wow. I love what you've done to your kitchen. Thanks. We did new countertops and a new sink and faucet. Oh, it looks great. Did you do all the work yourself? Oh, no. We worked with the remodeling department at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. They helped us select the right choice for us from their wide selection of countertop material, and we love it. We shopped around, too. Reamer had the best selection and the best pricing. So, what's your next project? Well, since we love our new kitchen, we plan to do the bathroom next. Oh, wow. This time, we'll go straight to Reamer. You should see all the new things they have for the bathroom.
Visit the showroom at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to see countertop displays of Cambria quartz and Corian, kitchen sinks made of Corian, stainless steel, quartz, swanstone, and cast iron, plus a large display of kitchen faucets from several manufacturers. One is perfect for your lifestyle and budget. Shop local. Shop Reamer. Go to reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
While you are out enjoying the summer weather, Associates in Eye Care wants you to remember to wear sunglasses with UV protection. Most of us acquire 80% of our lifetime UV exposure before 18, so it's extremely important for children to have sunglasses with UV protection. Ultraviolet rays have harmful effects on the eyes that can lead to cataracts and macular degeneration. Associates in Eye Care would like to welcome Dr. Engel, who is now accepting new patients. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock location, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
Hello, this is Carol Thomas, and I practice elder law. And I'm very excited to tell you about my upcoming seminars, which will be next Wednesday, July 21st at Apple Mountain. They're actually going to be ice cream socials. I had my first ice cream social a year ago, what was a huge success, so we decided to do a second ice cream social, which we actually are presenting next Wednesday. But what's very exciting about this, I also have invited a band. The band will be performing from 10 to 11. I will be speaking at 11 o'clock. And then we'll have a repeat performance in the afternoon where the band will play from 1 to 2 and I'll speak at 2 o'clock. It's going to be the Brush Street Band featuring Julie Melati. And they are fabulous and they play music from my generation. So it should be a fun day to learn a lot of information as far as wills and trusts and how I can protect assets for people. But it's also like welcome back. Art Lewis will be broadcasting from Apple Mountain that morning. So we will see you next Wednesday at Apple Mountain, but reservations are required. So please call my office at 793-2300.
Meet Bob Minetti. In 2016, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion. I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to share the kind of state-of-the-art work being done by Stand Up to Cancer and Lustgarten Foundation. To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
You can join WSGW for the annual golf outing at the beautiful Sawmill Golf Course on Tuesday, August 17th. This 4-person scramble is only $50 per golfer or $200 per team, with the chance to win a play at the Polecat Golf Course and Treetops Resort, including an overnight stay. Go to WSGW.com and sign up as a single or a team and join the fun at the Sawmill on Tuesday, August 17th. It's called the Winvitational because of all the great prizes you can win. Register at WSGW.com today. And that's also sponsored by Big E's.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Navage, N-A-V-H-E-E.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
It is 9:43 here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Pat Johnston filling in for Mr. Lewis here one more time. I'll be here for another 15 minutes. Take your phone call, 752-6111. That's 752-6111. And speaking of that, we've got Tim, who's holding on from Hemlock. Hey, Tim, how's it going?
Hey, good, Pat. You're doing a good job.
Thanks.
I wanted to comment on that first caller. That was so historically inaccurate. Those were the talking points that Rush Limbaugh would put on this radio station and other radio stations time and again. The Dixiecrats were a faction of the Democratic Party that even FDR left alone. When Truman integrated the military, the Dixiecrats nominated Strom Thurmond and ran against Truman as part of the States' Rights Party. And after the 65 Civil Rights Act, those Democrats, which were Dixiecrats, okay, this is a different political party, a far different faction, they jumped to the Republican Party. Now, the entire old Confederacy, all 11 states, with exceptions just recently of Virginia, are all red states. These are all red states. And he's just historically inaccurate, completely. And then, as far as talking about poor individuals and why do they vote for people that are not performing for them, a large portion of Trump's base happens to be poor white people, and they voted for him, and he wants to take away their health care. So I just hear this all the time on this show when people call in, and they're repeating the talking points which have been expressed over and over again by right-wing pundits that are totally inaccurate historically if they just really decide to investigate the truth.
Well, and that's why I wanted, and I'm forgetting his name, the person I was just talking to there. Anyway, off the top of my head, but that's why I wanted to make sure that he knew that, and this is historically accurate, by the way, that when it came to the Civil Rights Bill, it wasn't so much down party lines, it was kind of where you were in the country, and that's why you had both Northern and Western Democrats and Republicans vote for the Civil Rights Bill, but Southern Democrats and Republicans voted against it. And I just wanted to make sure that he knew that.
It wasn't, Rush would always say it was the Republican. No, he was inaccurate. It was sectional.
Yep, sectional, exactly. Hey, Tim, I got to move on, but thanks a lot for your phone call.
Pat. You do a good job.
Thanks. Have a good weekend, sir. Yep, bye-bye. All right, and we got Don calling in from Saginaw. Hey, Don, what's going on?
What's going on, Patrick?
Hey, it's my Novak Djokovic fan. How's it going?
That's right. Long before you were. Let's put it that way.
I'm still not really a big fan. But he's a good player. He's a great tennis player. No doubt about it.
Oh, he's going to be the best.
Yes,
but anyway,
he already
that's
is.
what I'm calling about today. I noticed the media now is jumping on Tom Brady, not jumping on him, but saying he had his MCL torn completely before season.
Yes.
Okay, he played with that. Let me just say something. Okay, I was in the Army. I was down in San Antonio, Texas, and I was playing basketball. I was in school there, going to school, and I tore my MCL, it turned out to be. Okay, back then, there was no scoping, okay? So I went to this, I was at the Brook Medical Hospital. That was right there in San Antonio where we were, and which is one of the burn centers of the world. And these two doctors were looking at my knee, and the guy says, well, you broke your knee. And the other guy says, how old are you? And I said, I was 18, going on 19. He says, you're still growing. He says, put some ice on it and do these exercises after you go see this therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, okay. I'm in the Army. So what I did is I followed the guys around the classes on crutches. Never did nothing to it. 2 weeks, I was sent overseas, blah, blah, blah. The rest of my life, I played all kinds of sports. No surgeries, no nothing. Knee was fine.
Right.
So it's not that big a deal. Come on. But the media goes nuts on this stuff. You know what I mean?
How old were you when you said 19?
I was going on 19.
I will say this for Tom Brady, and this is why I hate him even more.
Well, he's older,
he's my age. He's playing with a torn MCL, and what does he do? He goes out and wins a Super Bowl, his 7th. So yeah, I hate the guy. I'm just jealous of him. That's all. I loved him when he was at Michigan, but yeah, he's I will say that is impressive that he played with a torn MCL and won another Super Bowl. So. I don't know, but I take your point, Don.
I've had one my whole life, so apparently it heals itself. Okay?
It does eventually, yeah. Right there you go. Yeah. All right, sir. Have a good one, Don. Take care. Interesting, but yeah, it's funny you had that. I've got the article right here. I was going to share it about Tom Brady playing with a torn MCL, and all he did was just go take Tampa Bay to the Super Bowl and win their second title. All right. Hey, Al in Midland. Al, just hold on, and I'll be with you when we come back, and I'll take some other phone calls here as we're getting ready to wrap up today's show, but we still have a little bit of time left. 752-6111, 752-6111. That's the phone number to give me a call. It is the Art Lewis Show. Pat Johnston filling in, and I'll be right back.
It's time to get outside and play. Don't miss the Toys of Summer giveaway at Saguenay Eagles Landing on Saturdays, July 10th through the 31st. Each week, one lucky grand prize winner will take home a $15,000 voucher for Stevens Cycle Sales, the home of ATVs, motorcycles, off-road vehicles, and more. The Toys of Summer giveaway, only at Saguenay Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Let your fun out. Visit Saguenay-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
Art Lewis here for Thalen Honda. As you probably know, a semiconductor microchip shortage has affected auto manufacturers across the nation. New vehicles are in very short supply for nearly all makes and models. But Thalen Honda has a limited supply of new vehicles ready for delivery with 0% financing on select 2021 models. Terms and conditions apply. In addition, the 2021 Honda CR-V, Passport, and Odyssey were named Best Car for the Money by U.S. News & World Report, and 6 2021 Honda models received the IIHS Top Safety Rating. Thalen Honda has new and used vehicles in stock and ready for sale, with new vehicles arriving every week. Stop into Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City to look over their inventory, or go online to thinkthalen.com. Test drive the vehicle of your choice, then sit down with a Thalen Honda representative to see how easy it is to make it yours. The Thalen family, in their 3rd generation of ownership, serving your automotive needs for 44 years.
According to the National Institutes of Health, 30% of hospital admissions in older adults are drug-related, like taking meds at the wrong time. Hero Health simplifies medication management. The smart device stores up to 90 days worth of up to 10 different pills. It dispenses them at the push of a button. Try Hero risk-free for 30 days and get free contactless delivery. Just call 800-420-7550. That's 800-420-7550. 800-420-7550. Hero, medication managed.
Would you like to save hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars on your credit card payments? Then go to lightstream.com/news. That's the only place you'll find Lightstream's credit card consolidation loan, plus a special discounted rate for radio listeners. Pay off all your high-interest credit card debt at a much better interest rate. How much better? For radio listeners, as low as 5.83% APR with AutoPay and excellent credit. That's right. Pay off your high-interest credit cards and get a discounted rate as low as 5.83% APR with AutoPay and excellent credit when you go to lightstream.com/news. The only way to get this reduced interest rate is to go to this exclusive URL today, lightstream.com/news. That's lightstream.com/NEWS to get this exclusive rate. Lightstream.com/news.
Subject to credit approval rates with this discount range from 5.83% APR to 19.99% APR. It includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/news for more information.
Oh, yeah. It is 9:52 here at WSGW. Pat Johnston in for Art Lewis on the Art Lewis Show. And let's go back to the phone lines, and we have Al. Hey, Al, calling in from Midland. What's going on?
Good morning, Pat.
Good morning.
Great song, the Bee Gees.
That's right.
I wasn't much of a disco guy and really didn't like much of their stuff, but the music was great.
It was.
Didn't do a lot of that dancing stuff and the bell bottoms. None of that was me.
I'm shocked. I'm just shocked to hear that.
Yeah, well, I'm an older guy. You know?
Right.
You're younger than I am, so you would have been running around bell bottom.
Not that time. I wasn't even born yet, so there you go.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway. Hey, the golf course deal over here, they've been doing great. You know, a lot of people don't know it, but Snake Creek runs through there. That's a real low area.
Yeah.
When the dam broke, that area became a lake. I'm just close enough to be able to walk out the driveway and look down and see the greens and watch the sprinklers run, but I'm just far enough away where I'm on high ground. I'm on there's an old river thing that ran through the area, and I'm on one of the higher bank sides, so I don't have flood problems. But the closer you are to the golf course, the more problems you have with water in the basement over there.
Oh, okay.
And I get to see the motor coaches go around the corner. They're just close enough to watch everything going on, but I'm far enough away where I don't hear any of the noise and all the rest of the spectators. I've got a guy that parks on the street here and walks to the golf course because he doesn't want to pay for a parking pass, and he doesn't want to park at one of the drop-off sites where the motor coaches take you to so that they limit the traffic.
Right.
And he parks and walks in and out of the golf course with his camera and all his goodies. And
no, I'm sorry about that.
I'm just close enough to watch all that stuff. It's quite interesting.
But I was going to say, other than that, things seem to be going well over there. So
they're going great.
Great.
They're doing a wonderful job around here. But like I say, I'm just far enough away where I don't have to put up with any of the big traffic and the huge parking and all that.
All right. Hey, Al, thank you so much. Have yourself a good weekend.
I drove Mother past the other day so she could take a look at the golf course on the way back from the hospital, because that's a hospital run between where I live and the hospital.
Right.
So she got to drive past and look at both sides of the street and to see the activity.
Oh, well, good. Hey, Al, that's great. Listen, I got one more phone call I'm going to try to squeeze in here.
Have a good morning, sir.
You too, sir. Bye-bye. All right, Al, thank you. And we'll talk to Mark from Harrison. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Good morning, Pat.
Yep.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. Go ahead.
Hey, Liberty Mutual, you had to provide health insurance that you had through your work in order to get a discount. Every year you have to renew that. I did not know that because my rates went up, so I inquired about it. But just kind of let everybody know that you have to resubmit that form every year, or your rates will go up. And I didn't get notification that my rates was going up through my auto pay at my work. I only got it through my email through the auto pay on another vehicle. So I was just letting everybody know that you have to get that form submitted every year,
all right,
or your rate will go up.
Hey, Mark, thank you very much for letting everybody know. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Hey, you too, Mark. Have a good weekend. It is 9:56 here at WSGW. I think that will do it. But again, if you ever want to email me, it's very simple. That's pat@WSGW.com, PAT@WSGW.com. And, I hope to get to guest host our show again sometime in the near future. If not, remember, you can always hear me on the Morning Team Show with Dave and Charlie. And then every other Sunday, Michael Perch and I are on Saturday Morning Live.
What if I told you you could save 50% off your monthly cell phone bill without sacrificing your service? This is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, and I'm talking about H2O Wireless. If you're with AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, you're just paying too much. Listen to this. You can get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data for just $36 a month. That means the average person is probably saving $400 a year. You might use that to fund your emergency reserve fund or pay down some credit card bills or put some money in your retirement plan. And switching is so easy. You can keep your phone, keep your number. You just have to swap out your SIM card. You get the same great service you currently have, but at half the price. Right now, you can save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword get H2O. That's pound 250 and say keyword get H2O to start saving
The
today.
time has come to ask attorney Jerry Reif another question or two. First of all, a power of attorney. Is that enough for my estate plan?
Many people think having a power of attorney or a will is all the estate planning they need. While these two legal documents are important, they may not be enough for an effective estate plan.
Well, why is that, Jerry?
Well, let's look at what each of these documents actually do.
Okay.
A will is a letter to the probate court identifying who gets your personal and financial belongings which is important after you pass away. A legal or financial power of attorney grants authority to someone else to make these decisions for you while you're alive.
Why isn't that enough then?
Well, first, it's essential to also have a medical directive which grants authority to a person you trust to make health care decisions on your behalf when you can't. Second, a will may not be sufficient to protect all your assets. Third, depending on each individual situation, you may need all of the above plus one or more trusts or limited liability companies.
Thanks, Jerry. If you want more information, register for an upcoming workshop. Visit jerryreiflawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 today.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Monday morning feels so bad.
All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show for this hour. The Art Lewis Show actually continues next hour as Ric Antonio will be filling in for me, talking eSports. Remember, if you ever would like to email me, it's very simple, pat@WSGW. Thank you for all your calls. Thanks to John from Midwest Gold Buyers Expo for talking with me, too. It is 10 o'clock.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It's time to mask up again indoors in Los Angeles. The county health departments put out the order with the Delta variant spreading and COVID infections rising. It applies to everyone, vaccinated or not. U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy tells CBS This Morning, if you are fully vaccinated,
your chances of getting sick and transmitting the infection to somebody else are low. That doesn't mean zero, it means low.
LA's health officer is urging Angelenos to be wary of traveling to other states with low vaccination rates, including Florida and Nevada. These tourists in Las Vegas get it.
There are more people not wearing masks than are wearing masks, and you know that a lot of these people are still not vaccinated yet.
Why would you not want to be vaccinated? You know, why would you not want to be safe, protect yourself, protect others?
Please get vaccinated. Also, wear your mask.
As the economy reopens, Americans are spending more.
Last month, overall retail sales rose about 0.6%, according to the Commerce Department, beating forecasts. But the biggest increases came at bars and restaurants, department stores, and electronic shops. As more Americans return to the road, sales at gas stations amid rising oil prices also spiked. Steve Dorsey, CBS News, Washington.
If you drive an SUV, you may need to take it in for repairs.
The 2013 Explorer.
Ford is recalling 775,000 Explorers for a steering issue that could increase the risk of a crash. It's been linked to 6 injuries in North America. The recall covers models made between the years 2013 and 2017. Congress still hasn't reimbursed the National Guard for security during and after the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Correspondent Cammie McCormick says that could lead to new problems.
The Guard says it used its 2021 funding to pay for the Capitol response and ensure soldiers and airmen were paid for the mission, but now it's down $521 million. And without reimbursement, it says, the Guard may need to reduce weekend drills, annual training, and operations. A statement out this morning says unless it's paid back, there could be a significant impact on National Guard readiness.
Police in Nevada have arrested a woman who worked at a dental office in Reno for breaking into that office after hours and stealing $23,000 in cash and checks. While they were questioning Laurel Ike, police say she also admitted to pulling 13 teeth from patients. She told them she did use an anesthetic, though she didn't have a dental license. No word on where the doctor was. Ike has been charged with multiple felonies. Dow up 19. This is CBS News.
Indeed delivers great candidates fast. In fact, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest. More at Indeed.com/credit.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
And we're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Yeah, we're the heavyweight champions of the world when it comes to knocking out the pests you don't want in your backyard this year.
Yeah, we float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Now hold on a second there, Shep. Most bees aren't aggressive at all, so don't tarnish their title.
You're right. Yellow jackets, hornets, and paper wasps are the ones who really need a 1-2 punch.
Exactly! And only a trained eye can tell the difference between yellow jackets, bees, and wasps. Get the pros from Rose in your corner today to learn how to protect the good guys and give a KO punch to the pests, like a true heavyweight.
Hey, what are you calling it heavyweight? I've been working on my waistline.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm losing weight on the new dog food diet.
Dog food?
All the kibble I can eat, and I get my belly rubbed.
Oh, man, not by me.
Protect your health and home. Call 800-966-ROSE. Rose will get the best of your pest. RocketGrabPlus.com.
The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here to give you the killer deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Joyce's Purple Palette, Kitchen Kings, JB's Market, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, Beer Garden, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, buddy. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly cloudy skies and 70 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. A man involved in a police chase in Aranet County earlier this week is dead following an armed standoff yesterday. Police responded to a home in the 2100 block of White Beach Road along Saginaw Bay around 4 a.m. for a report of domestic violence. Police learned that the man from earlier that week was inside, along with a second man who was deceased. The suspect held police off for about 12 hours. Around 3:30 p.m., the standoff ended when the suspect died of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. The second man was killed by stabbing, according to police. New courts for the game of pickleball have opened in Bay City. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held to officially open the new courts at Carroll Park on the city's east side yesterday, with dozens of people in attendance, either as players or as spectators. This included Bay City Mayor Kathleen Newsham, City Manager Dana Muscott, Bay County Executive Jim Barsha, and County Commission Chair Ernie Krieger. The project was spearheaded by Bay City resident Pat O'Shea, who worked with a team of volunteers to fundraise for the project, which cost about $30,000. O'Shea says it's a great attraction for the surrounding neighborhoods.
This is great. Everybody's got a little skin in the game, as they say. So that's the biggest thing right there. And it brings a ton of people down here, and we're hoping we can expand on it at some point. It's our plan.
Pickleball is a game much like tennis, but on a slightly smaller scale. O'Shea says he's in talks with the Dow Bay Area YMCA to potentially get league and tournament play into the area. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
Isn't that great? What are you waiting for?
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. That's right, weight loss seminar, Wednesday, July 21st at the Bay Valley Resort and Conference Center in Bay City. Time is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5. Stop smoking seminar starts at 8 p.m. Registration starts at 7:30 p.m.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. President Biden has approved Governor Gretchen Whitmer's request for a disaster declaration following record flooding in southeast Michigan. The declaration will allow federal aid to go to Wayne and Washtenaw counties, where residents' homes were heavily damaged after heavy rains at the end of June. In a statement, Whitmer says the critical resources will be used to help people recover and rebuild. More than 23,000 claims have been filed in the city of Detroit. There are thousands of other homes in Dearborn, the Grosse Pointe area, and other cities that were also damaged by floodwater. University of Michigan President Mark Schlissel has outlined several new policies in light of the sex abuse scandal involving a former sports doctor accused of abusing athletes. Schlissel says as of now, U of M employees cannot initiate a sexual relationship with those under their supervision.
Or those they have the authority to influence the career or employment status of. This new policy is at the forefront of such work nationally and directly confronts power differentials and the potential for exploitation and favoritism in the workplace.
Schlissel says board members can now evoke emeritus status if new information comes to light about the alum. The university has also announced a new Equity, Civil Rights, and Title IX office to identify and respond to complaints of sexual misconduct that will report directly to the regents. A 3-bill package that will extend the expiration dates of driver's licenses, ID cards, and vehicle registrations is on the way to Governor Whitmer's desk. The bills will ensure Michigan drivers are not punished by tickets or late fees. Under the new legislation, the expiration on enhanced licenses and state ID cards that expired April 1st and beyond will be extended up to 120 days. The extension is available through August 1st. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see increasing cloud cover here for today with a high into the upper 70s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a low near 63. Saturday, skies become mostly sunny, high of 79 degrees. And then by Sunday, mostly sunny sky conditions, a high around 85. Monday, plenty of blue skies and sun, a high around 88. Then Tuesday, a slight chance for rain showers here late. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops, a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 70.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And we're back. Good morning to you. It's 10:12 on WSGW. I'm Ric Antonio, again filling in for Art Lewis, who is out at the Great Lakes Bay Invitational Golf Outing in Midland right now. Friday, July 16th now. So going into the weekend, I'll be filling in tomorrow morning on Saturday Morning Live. But before we get to that, or before we see what's going on around the Great Lakes Bay region, let's first check in with our guest. We join this hour Northwood University eSports head coach Cody Elsen, and now we've got him on the StreamYard platform, streaming out to all of our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Coach Elsen, if I can ask, you guys are also on Twitch, because that's where a lot of people play their games. That's where a lot of the games get broadcasted.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where that's our hub for streaming our matches. Everything right now is Twitch. We'll be a little bit more on YouTube this fall as well, maybe some Facebook, but right now it's twitch.tv/Northwood Esports, and we are partnered on Twitch as well, so it's a pretty cool feature to have.
And for anyone looking on Twitter as well, that's Northwood eSport, just at Northwood eSport.
Yep.
Now, I was checking out your website just a bit before coming on today, and I saw that actual quote from New Zoo Analytics that gaming is a $135 million billion-dollar industry, and esports alone is estimated to reach $1.6 billion by 2021.
Yeah, no, we're actually on pace to, I believe at the end of this year it'll be about 178 billion. The pandemic actually helped the esports and gaming industry and surged it up. So
I can believe that.
Yeah, so it's been pretty remarkable. The esports industry is, kind of proven to be recession and pandemic proof, just because the job market's skyrocketing in this space, and that's one of the things we're focusing on here at Northwood is we have a lot of esports management majors. That's a bachelor's degree here now that are actually doing internships around the country. So it's pretty cool to see the growth, and yeah, this is one of the next big industries out there right now for sure.
Now, that esports management degree, a lot of people are saying, how do you get a degree for playing video games? This obviously isn't just playing video games at this point, because a lot of these players are good at communication skills between each other. They're good at, well, obviously hand-eye coordination to play the game, but that's what goes into the making of a sport.
Yeah, no, actually, the esports management degree has zero to do with playing video games, unlike people think, right? It's primarily about so just think of like a sports management degree, right? Working in the sports industry, entertainment industry, it's same thing, but it's just focused on esports. So a lot of it has to do with team management, player management, how to run an event, how to live stream, how to broadcast, how to develop partnerships in the esports industry, because it's not quite the same as your traditional industry. The platforms are a lot different. So there's a lot of a lot of that is what goes into it. It's not primary, very little actually playing video games. Now, obviously, a lot of the people majoring in it do play video games. So you have that aspect, but it's just a booming career right now, and it's a way to kind of set yourself up in a niche field that's growing, and it's been really successful so far at Northwood.
So now, talking about some of these courses on here, I had them written out because it was actually impressive how much crossover between an esports management degree and a regular sports management degree the courses they split over, because you look at some of the freshman courses, even Introduction to Sport Management, Principles of Management, Sports Communication and Public Relations, Sports Marketing. Those are all things to keep in mind when you're going for a degree. And when you're going for this degree, you're obviously going for a job, and some of the higher level courses prepare people for jobs outside of the esports field.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the esports management degree is actually, if you look at it, it's a combination of sports management information systems, and then the esports concentration as well. So they're actually learning some cybersecurity skills, some programming skills. There's a lot of stuff that they're using, just because you kind of have to be a multi-tool in the esports industry. You can't just be really doing one thing. You have to be able to do a variety of tasks. You have to be able to do a lot of stuff on your own. Because right now it's very new. Yeah. There are not a lot of turnkey companies in esports that if you're working at a company, you need an expert in esports marketing. You can't really just go to an esports marketing firm because they don't exist. So you have to learn pretty much everything right now.
Yeah, right now is the time to do it as the field grows. And I was actually talking with my boss beforehand. You look at other schools around here. You look at Delta College. You look at SVSU and all these other schools, which SVSU, by the way, I don't know if it's come across your desk or not, but they're actually starting a program of their own.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things on when and if they are going to. I know they're still plans. Yeah, I know they had plans for it, then they stopped it, and I think they're starting it again. I'm actually an SVSU alumni myself. That's where I went to college. So,
so you probably got the notification right away that they were putting it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with them starting it. It's really not much of a threat to my program. Local competition's great. So
them's fighting words. So, but where I was going with that is the esports degree. I was reading again through the full course list at that point. Would you say that the esports management degree may be outside of Delta's broadcasting degree the closest thing to something someone could get in broadcasting around here? Not necessarily because it's broadcasting in the traditional sense, but there are other courses that can prepare someone for something like that.
Yeah, I definitely would say it's pretty close. I think there's some colleges around here that have good communications programs that have some of that mixed in there. But in terms of a hands-on, we stick you in our broadcast booth over there at Northwood and have you learn how to actually run stuff behind the scenes. Yeah, it's pretty much. Not aware of, at least, of anything else that's that similar right now.
Not right now, anyway. And as the field, as esports grows, who knows what other branches it could take? Because you were saying business management, you can manage a team, you could. Just looking over the list again, just what jobs? I mean, database design and implementation. You were saying cybersecurity. Just the options on that. Mm-hmm. So let's talk a bit before heading into this first break. Let's talk about the teams that esports has. It's not just necessarily one esport team; it's several teams because there's several games that the team plays collectively.
Right. Yeah. So you got to think of it like as a traditional athletics department, just at a smaller scale. We have 11 different games we support, and those are 11 different teams of different individuals. So nobody on our roster plays multiple games, right? So right now we have 11 people that play Rocket League, 12 that play Overwatch, 6 that play League of Legends. You have Smite, Hearthstone, FIFA, Madden, NHL. We're getting into Magic the Gathering this fall. It's traditionally a card-based game in person, but it's become digital and it's been very successful.
With the pandemic, yeah.
Yeah, we offer pretty much anything that a student has interest in and that we can support, we will support on our end. It just because it is growing. I mean, I can tell you that it's pretty remarkable, the amount of interest we've had.
And for people who are interested in joining the esports team or coming out of high school that are interested in maybe applying to try out for the team, how would you suggest any of them do that? Because would you suggest they look into the management degree first? Would they have to be on the team to get into the management degree?
Yeah, they don't have to be involved or on the varsity team to be involved in the esports management side. We actually have quite a few of individuals that are minoring or majoring in the esports management that are not on my roster. But we do find ways to get them involved in the program, from broadcasting, graphic design, partnerships. I'll find a way to get you involved and get you some experience. But to get involved on the varsity team, I kind of honestly, I pick and choose around the country.
And you have recruiters that help with that.
Our rosters from out of state, so I'm scouting just like a football coach is. I'm looking at stuff. The best way is to get a hold of me on Twitter, which is my handle's Evolve, just at Evolve spelled correctly. Which is a great way to book someone for an interview, by the way. Yeah, right. I just, I'm not saying I'm picky. I'm very, very, I'm not saying I favor, but I love the local area students. I have quite a few from around here. We're starting to pull from like Midland High School, Dow High School, interest in Saginaw. And we're, it's getting all of that. And that's what I really hope we become a hub for esports in the state. And we're starting to see that. But I'm also bringing in, I have international students. We have 8 people from California, 6 people from Texas. So, from a scale standpoint, we're right now considered to be like one of the top 5 programs in the country out of the 500 plus schools that offer this. So.
And that's something I've been seeing all over your social media feed, both yours and the school, just the championships you guys have been involved in. Yep. We'll touch on that in just a moment. First, we have we'll check that on the other side of the break. We'll see what's going on with the Fox Business Report, and we'll check in with your Combo Cash contest coming up.
4 left! 4 right!
Perfect. Hey golfers, this is Dan Pohl, and I know your golf games aren't always perfect, and that's okay. But if you want the perfect golf experience, then come see us here at the Polecat. Don't wait. Go to polecat.net or give the Pro Shop a call. Remember, if your golf games can't be perfect, your experience can. Perfect.
Hello, this is Carol Thomas, and I practice elder law. And I'm very excited to tell you about my upcoming seminars, which will be next Wednesday, July 21st at Apple Mountain. They're actually going to be ice cream socials. I had my first ice cream social a year ago, what was a huge success, so we decided to do a second ice cream social, which we actually are presenting next Wednesday. But what's very exciting about this, I also have invited a band. The band will be performing from 10 to 11. I will be speaking at 11 o'clock, and then we'll have a repeat performance in the afternoon where the band will play from 1 to 2 and I'll speak at 2 o'clock. It's going to be the Brush Street Band featuring Julie Melati, and they are fabulous and they play music from my generation. So it should be a fun day to learn a lot of information as far as wills and trusts and how I can protect assets for people. But it's also like welcome back. Art Lewis will be broadcasting from Apple Mountain that morning. So we will see you next Wednesday at Apple Mountain, but reservations are required. So please call my office at 793-2300.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow, here to tell you about my Giza Dream bed sheets. I made sure that they would be everything you'd ever want in a sheet set. I started with the world's finest cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region where the Sahara Desert, the Nile River, and the Mediterranean Sea all meet. The long staple cotton makes my Giza Dream sheets ultra soft and durable. They come with extra wide pillowcases to fit over any pillow and extra deep pockets to fit over any mattress. Not only that, they come with my 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. And now you can get the best sheets ever for the best price ever. When you buy one of my Giza Dream bed sheet sets, you'll get another one absolutely free. I personally guarantee that they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listeners square and use promo code SKY, S-K-Y, for this amazing special, or call 800-635-1825 and use promo code SKY.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher. A fresh report appears to confirm the strength of the U.S. consumer. Retail sales rose 0.6% in June. Economists were predicting a decline. Excluding autos, spending was up 1.3%, indicating chip shortages are having an impact on car sales. Over the past year, sales at clothing and accessories stores and food and drinking places are dramatically higher. The Wall Street Journal says Intel is looking at buying Global Foundries, a chip manufacturing business formerly owned by AMD. Cruise stocks have been trading higher. Canada is planning to allow cruise ships to resume operating in Canadian waters, effective November 1st. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
You've been tucked in long enough. Tucked into your home. Tucked into your virtual happy hours, whatever that means. But finally, you can untuck. Untuck a new romance. Untuck a cold one enjoyed by a roaring bonfire. Untuck whatever you damn well please. And if you want to look good while doing it, untuck with a shirt made for this moment. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Find your perfect fit at untuckit.com or one of 80-plus Untuck It stores nationwide. Use code SUNNY for 20% off your first purchase.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's time to play the WSTW Summer Cash Contest presented by RoofMax. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSTW. The word this hour is king, as in king of the castle. King. This is a nationwide contest. One winner chosen each day. You must be 21 or older to play. Complete rules can be found at WSTW.com. It is the Summer Cash Contest on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSTW. Again, Summer Cash Contest presented by RoofMax. You can listen in for the words in the hours of 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 6 p.m. during our evening roundup. Only one way to win. Listen to the words at those hours and go on WSTW.com. This hour, again, we're joined by Northwood University eSports head coach Cody Elsen. Before the break, Coach Elsen, we were talking about jobs and classes that the school offers. Well, not the jobs not offered by the school, but the courses the school offers leading to the job. I wanted to ask about the teams again, because you said you had several teams, no players play more than one game at a time. Could you go over which games these players play?
Yeah, so right now, our flagship game that we're most known for is Rocket League. We're the current national champions. We've been on national television 5 different times.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. I mean, we've eclipsed over 10 million views on our Rocket League or our program alone in the last 8 months. So it's pretty remarkable. I'm not really aware of any sports teams, professional or not, in this area that get that type of viewership. So it's really cool to see. So Rocket League, Overwatch, League of Legends, Smite, Hearthstone, Paladins, NHL, Madden, Magic the Gathering, and then we have Fortnite and then Call of Duty right now.
And everyone knows what Fortnite and Call of Duty
are.
are.
And then actually we have 12 technically. We're adding Valorant this fall, which is a pretty large scale FPS game by Riot.
Now, last time we talked, you talked about including even more games, Super Smash Bros, all that sort of stuff. And I won't get into the details of that but the roster is always expanding. Is what I'm getting at.
We'll actually probably have Smash this fall if we get the right pieces last minute. I'm in the process of hiring a full-time assistant coach, and that's going to be one of his priorities. Is going to be building a Smash roster out for us.
And that's another thing that the coaches have to look at is building these rosters. How do you determine which players are the ones to fit on your roster?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. The space has the esports collegiate space has a lot of issues with it. There's probably only 10% of college directors and coaches that are truly qualified and understand what they're doing. Most are just gamers that were hired in these positions, and they go, for example, so I'll use my Rocket League team as an example, and somebody named Buddy. Buddy's one of the best players in the world, but most of these coaches would, if he submitted his ranks, they'd be like, "Wow, you're not a good player," because he doesn't play ranked. Not everybody plays ranked. Doesn't mean that, like, most professional and semi-professional players are playing scrimmages and practices in private lobbies and reviewing VODs and coaching. They're not actually playing ranked. They're not playing.
It's more of a
game.
in terms of athletics, though, it's more of a hey, you're on the practice field thing right now, and then you show up at the tournaments like the games on
correct
Sundays.
Exactly. I mean, I really don't. I know it sounds bad. I really don't care what someone's rank is in the game. It does not matter to me. It's not how I evaluate things. I come from the professional side of esports, developing talent and coaching. So I actually I understand, the difference between somebody that really has talent and somebody that just plays the game a lot.
Right.
And
so I'm noticing, just watching on the stream, I'm noticing that you're sitting in that gorgeous facility. The walls are all done up. The lights, you can see the whole thing if you're watching.
Yeah, sorry about the
right
glares up here.
No,
I can't. There's no way to get good lighting in this arena because there's too many lights everywhere.
And that, you know what? I'm not gonna mark you down for that, because that's you go to a football stadium, you got the big stadium lights, so
Right.
it's you expect it sometimes. But where I was going with that is it's all done up. I can see all the computers and chairs. All the equipment in there, and you've got a stage set up in there too for when you host tournaments. But I don't know if you remember. I'm sure everyone else in Midland and Saginaw, and everyone remembers. But how did that fare against the flood, being as it's on the lower level of the building?
This whole lab had to be rebuilt, so
Completely from the ground up.
Water was over the tables, so like up to here. Water was
So-
over the tables in the lab.
So if that was still full of water, you'd be basically swimming right now.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty heartbreaking to see that too, because we put so much into it. And luckily, Northwood, did. Just honestly, they just had to pay out of pocket because we couldn't wait for FEMA or anybody to get in there, because we had all these, kids from around the country coming for this fall, and we wanted to have access to the lab. Now with COVID, we only let 10 people in the lab at a time versus having full capacity, but. It still was important to have it up. But yeah, that's one thing like we as a program in the school are still struggling with, is the fallout from the flood and the financial issues that can cause. So I'm definitely on the grind. I'm going to be sending out some pitch decks soon here and trying to get some funding and sponsors. So,
yeah, I can see how that can be an issue. Thousands and thousands of dollars worth of computer equipment, let alone the actual furniture.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Northwood
buildings.
took the biggest brunt of that flood from a damage standpoint.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's in the tens of millions of dollars of damage we had.
I remember seeing
they're
photos of
still
the
right
football
now
field.
fixing it. I mean, they're still they're doing the summer. They're still trying to get stuff back to normal. So
Over a year later, that's wow. But I remember seeing pictures of the football field just floating, and thinking, that's the stuff you guys
the funny
were
thing
dealing
too
with.
is the people don't realize, they're like, oh, the field somehow stayed above the water. No, actually, turf fields are anchored to the ground, and the turf field actually rose to the top of the 9 feet of water in that stadium.
Wow,
that's why it was sitting on top. So
it's and the stuff that people have to deal with going through all that is, even a lot of residents even are still dealing with damage and recovery. So
I mean, we had people that were Northwood employees that were set up in campers and parking lots while their houses got built over the last year. I mean, there's a lot of us live where the flood was because where Northwood's located.
And
So there's a lot of
congratulations, by the
people-
way. Speaking of living nearby.
Yeah.
Not to air that out too much, but just to shift gears here, I wanted to ask about some of the winnings, because I was looking at the Rocket League, the Collegiate Rocket League National Championship. It said that the prize money from that was $20,000.
Yeah, so our program as a whole, our players have won about $110,000 in scholarships over the last 12 months in competitions. So the way it works for the prizing and the money in college is it goes straight to the players. They work straight with the tournament operators, and a lot of times it gets sent to us and applied as a scholarship on their account. So it's pretty remarkable. There's a lot of there's no NCAA involvement in this, so there's a lot of prize money that can be thrown around.
So the players, this has less to do with the recent NCAA name, image, likeness thing that was going on, where they'd be able to pay the players.
Yeah,
but
eSports has no factor in that, as much as they're not really looking at us right now as anything. They honestly will not dive into eSports unless they can make money off of it. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. They're not going to.
And that is how the game goes.
They got to hire more people. Why would they do it?
Right. So I wanted to run down this list of championships that you were talking about, because, like you were saying, prize money from goes to the players and it helps out with scholarships. Looking at Rocket League, that's where most of the championships I can see on here came from. The Maui eSports Invitational Championship. Did you guys end up going to that, or was it all remote?
Yeah, so I believe it was supposed to. So the Maui Invitational is a college basketball tournament. It's one of the largest every year that, like Duke and colleges like that, go play in before the huge season starts. And they're starting to get into esports, and they're going to start having esports tournaments while the basketball tournament's going on. I believe, I don't know for sure, so this might not be right info. I believe it was supposed to be in Hawaii, playing the finals were supposed to be in Hawaii, where the basketball tournament was being played at halftime. But I believe, obviously, with COVID, they canceled that. It was still cool. We got on ESPN 4 different times for that tournament. We won that tournament in prime time, 5 o'clock. It was great. So hopefully they come back this year, and hopefully it's in person. There's going to be a ton. I mean, the amount of events that we have a potential to go to this year. We have a potential to go to Vegas multiple times, Nashville.
Oh, there's the bright
Dallas,
lights.
Texas, Florida, South Carolina, internationally, maybe to like Spain. Like there's a lot of potential. I mean, we're hoping to actually go do a study abroad in South Korea in the next year and a half as a program, do a partnership with some of the professional gaming teams over there that we're working on.
Yeah, over in South Korea and Japan and a lot of these other, countries, esports are.
We are so far
larger.
behind.
Yeah,
the United States is so far behind those countries right now. They're so far out of the game. They've been doing this 10 years before we were at the scale we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had theirs televised. They put it on just like regular baseball, basketball games that we have
Well,
here.
a couple years ago, more people watched the League of Legends World Championship than the Super Bowl globally. So that should give you an idea of how big it is. So you're talking in the hundreds of millions of viewers across all platforms.
Yeah. And that's where the online viewing helps. You said you guys were on Twitch and you're looking into YouTube, but that's where going online helps with that viewership. And that's kind of why we're doing our online stream right now. So, but just looking at this list again, you have the National Association of Collegiate Esports National Championship, both for Overwatch and Rocket League. You placed in the Varsity Series and the national champions for the Varsity Series, and Split 2 placed in that, correct? Or was it vice versa?
Yeah, so we got third in the Varsity Series. We got upset by Utah. It was probably the worst loss as a program we've taken in 12 months, honestly. We should have beat them.
Still placed, but...
Yeah, we got third. It was pretty disappointing, honestly. We should have honestly won that whole thing. And then we won the Split 2, which we beat those same teams we lost to. And then, yeah, we Overwatch and Rocket League are where we've won majority of our tournaments, are those two games.
Because I was looking at the site
again. Us competing at a high level in a couple other games this fall, but those are our bread and butter right now, are those two games.
Okay. Yeah, and that's those were put on, that's the TESPA series. That's normally at the Blizzard Entertainment HQ, who makes, like you were saying, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, all these
I believe
other
last
games.
year they actually hosted it in Bristol at ESPN and it was broadcasted, or the year before that it was actually in Connecticut or something like that. But yeah, most of the time you go to Blizzard HQ. It's a pretty cool experience.
Okay. Well, we will talk more about the successes of the Northwood eSports program, and we'll talk about what directions players can take with an eSports career again after this break. Again, the Art Lewis Show, sponsored this hour by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. For all your residential and commercial realty needs, you can call Pinnacle Realty at 989-295-3900. 1040, we'll be right back.
Yeah, I want to play that new Michigan Lottery Instant game. You know, the one with the real easy name.
Cash game?
Yeah, it's like Bucks something. I think it's...
Cash game.
Yeah, you can win $1 million instantly. I want to say it's called Loot.
Cash game?
You know, the one that has over 44 million in total prizes. What's it called? Is it,
It's Cash Game.
No?
Yes, new Cash Game from the Michigan Lottery. Easy name, easy game.
Oh, I got it. No, that's not it.
And put some cash play in your day. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Got gold? Got silver? Got coins? There's millions in cash waiting for you at the Bay City Town Center this Friday 10 till 6 and Saturday 10 till 6. That's right, millions in cash. The Midwest's largest buyer of gold and coins is here for a 2-day only event. Old gold, broken gold, bad memories gold. Gold in any condition. You'll get the highest price guaranteed. Now, if you have old coins, this is your best chance to cash in. A silver dollar could be worth more than $1,000. Pre-1964 silver coins are worth up to 1,000% over original value. That's right, 1,000%. So have the experts evaluate your treasures. There's no fee. It's free. Everyone's doing it. Remember, your gold up to $150 for class rings, up to $200 for chains, up to $1,000 for old watches, up to $1,500 for old necklaces, and up to 1,000% for your old coins. So if you've got gold, silver, or coins, bring it all. You'll be surprised. There's millions in cash waiting for you at Bay City Town Center this Friday 10 till 6 and Saturday 10 till 6. Everybody's doing it. Don't miss the opportunity.
Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back on WSGW. Again, Ric Antonio in for Art Lewis today. Art out at the Great Lakes Bay Invitational Golf Outing in Midland. We're here with Northwood University eSports head coach Cody Elsen. Before we get into some questions that we got about where people can sign up for the program or any job positions, things like that, Coach Elsen, I wanted to actually give you a big thank you. Not just for joining us here today, but you were part of the interview that helped me win my first Associated Press award. So, big thank you.
Nice, congrats.
So that a good notch on my belt. In addition to hosting the Art Lewis Show, I mean, how do you top that? But what we were going to do, we were looking at opening the phone lines to callers with questions about the esports field. Anyone interested in calling in with questions for Coach Elsen, 989-752-6111. Outside the state of Michigan, 866-790-WSGW. But going back to questions about the sport itself, or about to the program itself, how would someone interested who may not necessarily be recruited, because you said you guys put a lot of time into recruiting these players, how would someone go and try to get noticed or sign up for the program?
I mean, the best thing to do is to contact me directly, either on social media or my email, which is elsenc@northwood.edu, or on Twitter, which is evolve. I'm very open to talking to anybody. I'm actually really open to anybody that's motivated, that might not be the best at games, to still open up to scholarship opportunities to come here if they're committed to this, because the big difference with this compared to football, to be an offensive lineman, you have to be a certain size, right? You don't have to be a certain size or height or anything when it comes to esports. You just have to put the time into the game, right? Certain things like hand-eye coordination and reflexes, some people naturally have unbelievable ability with those. That does help them, but it's about learning the game and using your brain and strategy with a lot of these games, and that's something that just comes with putting time in. So,
and communicating with your teammates too, of course.
Exactly. There's a lot of skills that translate into the real business world, if you will, that come from esports. A lot of it is strategic thinking, quickly critical thinking within seconds, right? And then obviously working with the team. I mean, that's one of the hardest things anybody will ever do, whether they want to admit it or not, is working with a group of individuals that you might not mesh with all the time, and that is the job world.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know,
That's the job world. That's the sports world. You look at all these football players recently that have political opinions, and we're not going that route today, but they've got varying opinions, and working with people who have a different opinion than yours is all part of the gig.
Yeah.
So, but just to talk about some of the fields that these players could go into with the esports management degree. Now, are you part of teaching the esports management degree, or are you just coaching the team right now?
I'm not involved on the academic side. We actually have Dr. Hodge would be the lead on that right now at Northwood. Yeah, I'm not involved in teaching. Probably eventually, yes. I just don't have the time right now to, you know, coach, 70 individuals. That's our roster size right now. Until we get an assistant coach fully on board, full time, and start splitting up duties and that kind of stuff.
And that 70-person team, that's competitive with even some of the roster sizes of college football teams.
Yeah, I mean, we project that our roster is probably going to hit 100 students by year 4, and that'll kind of be the cycle once students start graduating. And we'll probably fluctuate between 90 and 105 is what I think.
Okay. And how long, I know it's been a year or two since we've last talked, but how long has the program been running at Northwood?
It was established in December of 2018. Our first competition was that following fall in 2019.
And a lot of the earlier games, I know you were talking about just competing. How did you guys manage to build a roster at that point? Because getting a team at the very beginning is not the easiest thing to do. How were you scouting on campus players at the very beginning of the program?
I brought in a decent amount of players my first year for that fall from around like Indiana and Michigan, but we used a lot of on-campus players for that first year. But I mean, if you have enough scholarships, you can attract players pretty quickly.
Right.
And that's kind of, the school's been very supportive of it. Functions very similar to athletics. And we're not under athletics, we're under student services, but it's still considered a varsity sport here. It's just housed somewhere differently. So you're not going through the same policies and procedures that athletics has to do, which tend to be very, very stringent. And
it keeps you out of that NCAA issue that we were talking about
so
before.
now we're able to get the same scholarships as like athletics and stuff, but we're just not held to the same paperwork and litigation all the time.
So now other schools, I know other schools, not necessarily something you may know about, but how do other schools, other bigger name schools, Michigan State, around the country, do you know necessarily how are they handling it in a similar manner?
So Michigan and Michigan State are still high functioning club programs under the intramural sports on their schools. I know Michigan just got a very, very large donation, and they're building out an esports management degree right now.
Okay.
But we've got close to 30 varsity programs that are like Northwood in the state of Michigan. I'm all about fighting words. None of them can hold a candle to what we're doing. Any other program in the state right now. So I'm pretty confident, and I haven't. They've been existing for a while, and even Division I schools like Central Michigan that have a varsity program haven't threatened my program at all, and they're right by us. So
there you go.
We still actively get students that transfer from a lot of these big schools to come to Northwood for esports because of the pedigree we have right now in the program. But a lot of them are just high functioning clubs, those big names. I mean, you do have like Ohio State's a varsity program. Like you have big name schools in the Big Ten that are doing this, and you're gonna if you go look just Division I schools that have launched in the last couple of months, you have Arizona, Oklahoma State. You have a lot of big schools around the country that are starting to get into this. And you'll see more and more in the state of Michigan as well over the next couple of years. I think COVID really prevented a lot from launching earlier than they are.
Right.
Because from being a private school, we do our own budget. We're not dependent on any funding from the government at all. This is all done through endowments and donors and all that stuff. Where public schools, if they're on a freeze of spending, they're on a freeze of spending.
Yeah,
they can't just.
A lot of businesses dealing with that. Yeah.
No, I'm excited. I hope they get into it. It's always fun to. I joke. I call Michigan our little brother of esports all the time. We just beat them this week. We beat Ohio State this week in Rocket League. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's fun to beat up on the big schools.
Well, we will continue that talk. I want to check in to see the rest of the schedule, not necessarily this year, but just generally speaking. 10:51, 10:52 on WSGW. We'll be back with Northwood University head coach, eSports head coach, Cody Elsen after this break.
Start your summer off right at United Financial Credit Union. From summer fun to summer savings, United Financial has everything you need to play big and save big all summer long. Looking for a new financial institution? We can help. It's easy to make the switch. Need money for a vacation? We can help. With personal loans as low as 4.99% APR and auto loans as low as 1.99% APR. Let United Financial help you with all of your financial needs so you can enjoy your summer. Not a member? Why not? It's never been easier to switch your accounts and become a member at United Financial, where we put you first. Stop in or visit our website for details.
Rate subject to change. APR equals annual percentage rate. Some restrictions apply. See credit union for details. Federally insured by NCUA.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
I want to be a warm place on a cold
I want to be
day.
a football
I want
stadium.
to be a bike that races around the country.
I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
10:54 on WSGW. Ric Antonio filling in for Art Lewis today. We are joined by Northwood University head coach, eSports head coach, Cody Elsen. As we get near the end of the hour, I wanted to ask just about, you were saying that the school is still dealing with repairs from the flood to not only the eSports area or the eSports department, but the rest of the school. Do you know where people can, at least for the eSports program, help financially? If there's an option on the website, I don't...
Right now, there really isn't like a specific way to. If somebody's really interested in helping out at all, just to email me and let me know how you would want to help in any way, shape, or form. So
Okay.
I'm more so hoping we can parlay this into some sponsorships, considering the
Right.
numbers we're pulling are social media impressions are 5 million in the last 12 months, and I know it's huge. So I'm hoping that we can get enough attention on that to where we just get traditional sponsors, start building relationships. But you can always donate to the school in the name of the eSports program, which goes into our little endowment. But the school in general, anything helps right now with what we're going through, because it's very, very hard to go through this. There's a lot of policies and procedures to get stuff
Right.
reimbursed, and you actually, a lot of people don't realize you don't get everything back.
Right.
But you don't, whether they have insurance or not, you do not get reimbursed
Right.
for everything you're spending on this stuff.
And luckily, like you said, you guys aren't necessarily tied down by the NCAA, so there's that. Just real quick, we got about a minute left here. Do you want to just run down who you guys play against in your next tournament?
Yeah, so I guess our next matches are actually against Michigan Tech and Oakland University, or Michigan colleges in Rocket League next week in the college carball series is what it's called in the summer, and those matches are on Tuesday at 8:50 Eastern, and then it's twitch.tv/collegecardball is the stream that those are under. But
okay.
Yeah, I know the fall is when it really ramps up for us. So
awesome. And then, well, I'd like to again to thank you for joining us. Again, Coach Cody Elsen with Northwood University eSports. We have one more break. We'll be back to wind out the hour.
Want to know how to nail down more construction jobs? And give yourself a concrete advantage in a competitive industry? Become a certified lead abatement professional. Learn how to remediate lead safely and help Michigan families get lead out of their homes. Here's the drill. If you work in construction, you're eligible for the training, whether you're a painter, plumber, carpenter, electrician, or other tradesperson. With just 3 days of training, you can become a certified lead abatement worker. With 4 days of training, you can become a certified lead abatement supervisor. So give yourself a competitive edge while you help Michigan families live healthier lives. Learn more about lead abatement training at michigan.gov/lead workforce. That's michigan.gov/lead workforce. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Would you like to save hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars on your credit card payments? Then go to lightstream.com/news. That's the only place you'll find Lightstream's credit card consolidation loan, plus a special discounted rate for radio listeners. Pay off all your high-interest credit card debt at a much better interest rate. How much better? For radio listeners, as low as 5.83% APR with AutoPay and excellent credit. That's right. Pay off your high-interest credit cards and get a discounted rate as low as 5.83% APR with AutoPay and excellent credit when you go to lightstream.com/news. The only way to get this reduced interest rate is to go to this exclusive URL today, lightstream.com/news. That's lightstream.com/NEWS to get this exclusive rate. Lightstream.com/news.
Subject to credit approval rates with this discount range from 5.83% APR to 19.99% APR. It includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/news for more information.
Again, I'd like to say thank you to Northwood University eSports head coach Cody Elsen for joining us today. Top of the hour, you'll get CBS News, followed by your local report in the WSGW newsroom with Michael Percha. After that, you'll be joining Pat Johnston again for your Focus program, see what they're talking about. And after that, you'll join Farm Director Terry Henney for today's Friday Farm Report. Again, I'm Ric Antonio in for Art Lewis, who is out at that Great Lakes Bay Invitational. Had a great time filling in. Hope to do it again sometime in the future.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kathan. New numbers from the U.S. military today. CBS's Cammie McCormick has the latest on the war on COVID.
In announcing that 62% of active duty personnel are vaccinated now, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin thanked them for getting their shots.
You aren't just protecting yourselves, you're also protecting your teammates, your families, and your communities, and your country.
70% of active duty service members have received their first shots.
Surgeon General Vivek Murthy talked about his war on vaccine misinformation on CBS This Morning.
Individuals can check their sources before they share stories online. Is it coming from a scientifically credible source? And if you're not sure, don't share.
In Los Angeles County tomorrow night, indoor mask rules go back into effect because of new virus concerns.
I don't like it. I'm vaccinated, so it's a little frustrating.
Overseas, the death toll in Europe now tops 120 as Germany and Belgium struggle with unprecedented flooding. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb.
Entire neighborhoods now in ruins after days of heavy rains triggered flash flooding across large parts of northern Germany. Neighboring countries like Belgium and the Netherlands have also been badly affected, with several villages still cut off by floodwaters and landslides.
A deadly hours-long armed standoff ended last night in Levelland, Texas, office outside Lubbock, but not before one police officer was killed and 4 others wounded. Police Chief Albert Garcia says gas-deploying robots were sent into the house that was under siege.
The robots, things like that, to make entry so that it was a safer environment for all of the officers that were there. That's when we were able to locate them in their residence and were able to take them into custody at that point.
The 22-year-old suspect is hospitalized. The head of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, went to Hiroshima on what's known as the first day of an Olympic truce, a tradition that calls for the cessation of hostilities during the Games.
The Olympic and Paralympic Games Tokyo 2020 will be a beacon of hope for a better and more peaceful future.
Bach has insisted the Games, which open in a week, will be safe, even though Tokyo is going through a COVID spike. One of former President Trump's big complaints while in office was about showerhead pressure. Now the Biden administration is reversing one of his moves, going back to a lower pressure standard adopted by the Energy Department in 2013. There's a little practical effect since manufacturers stuck to that rule throughout the Trump years. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 100 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
If you're worried about your borderline blood pressure, hear how others are taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
Garlic works safely and naturally to support my blood pressure.
Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula has a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals, so you know it works.
No garlic taste, no garlic breath.
Take charge of your blood pressure with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 72 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Due to a scheduling conflict, there will not be a Friday at the Falls concert this evening in Bay City. Again, the Friday at the Falls concert is canceled for this evening in Bay City due to a scheduling conflict. 2 men are dead following an Aranet County standoff with police yesterday. The incident began around 4:30 a.m. when police responded to the 2100 block of White Beach Road along Saginaw Bay for a domestic violence call. They found an armed man preventing them from entering the residence. Police soon learned a second deceased man was in the home as well. The standoff lasted for about 12 hours and came to an end when the suspect died of what police describe as a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The second man appeared to have been stabbed to death. Police say the suspect was involved in a chase earlier in the week but have not disclosed further details. A $2,000 reward from an anonymous donor is being offered for information leading to the person responsible for a Huron County hit-and-run crash that killed 67-year-old Linda Shaw of Elkton. Sheriff Kelly Hansen said they've already received a number of tips. Mrs. Shaw was hit just before 6 p.m. Monday as she was walking on Campbell Road in Chandler Township. A witness told investigators the suspect vehicle might have been a black four-door older car with a man at the wheel. Call Huron County Central Dispatch if you have any information at 989-269-6421. Kawasi Lake in Midland has reopened following its closure about a week ago. The Stratford Woods Park site was closed due to high levels of bacteria, which made it unsafe for human use. However, recent testing shows bacteria levels are back to normal, meaning people can use the lake again for full body contact, which means swimming, fishing, or wading. WSGW News Time 11:07.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yup, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is up next. Grand Canyon National Park officials Friday identified a 29-year-old Michigan woman as the person found dead in frigid water after a flash flood swept through a commercial rafting group's overnight campsite along the Colorado River. Park officials say Rebecca Copeland of Ann Arbor was found Thursday near the camp, washed away Wednesday evening by a torrent of water that rushed through a slot canyon. Officials said a commercial rafting group found had also been reported missing. 5 injured people were evacuated by air from the canyon. Their identities have not been released. Leaders of communities impacted by PFAS contamination are launching the Great Lakes PFAS Action Network. The new coalition aims to create a unified voice for action on the dangerous chemicals. Network co-chair Tony Spagnola says the issue needs to be addressed in a comprehensive manner.
We really shouldn't be regulating PFAS on a one-off basis with more than 7,000 chemicals in the class and growing. It's just backwards to take them one by one. We really need to regulate them as a class. We also need to remove PFAS from commerce except for its most essential uses, and there really aren't all that many.
Spagnola says it's also important to educate doctors about the symptoms and health implications of PFAS poisoning. A mayor in Ontario, Canada, says the Canadian government has rejected a creative plan to have people line up inside a U.S. border tunnel to tap into a surplus of COVID-19 vaccine held by the state of Michigan. Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkens proposed bringing Ontario residents to the U.S.-Canada line in the Detroit River Tunnel so they can get shots. Dilkens calls it a sensible approach. Motor vehicle travel between the countries is mostly prohibited. Dilkens says the Canada Border Services Agency vetoed his idea for the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, and Public Health Agency of Canada was not excited either. The mayor says the Canadian government will not let it happen. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see increasing cloud cover here for today with a high into the upper 70s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a low near 63. Saturday, skies become mostly sunny, high of 79 degrees. And then by Sunday, mostly sunny sky conditions, a high around 85. Monday, plenty of blue skies and sun, a high around 88. Then Tuesday, a slight chance for rain showers here late. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops, a high of 85. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 72.
Now, It's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is brought to you by Northeastern Paint Home Decorating Centers in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
And good morning once again here on WSGW. It's the Focus program. Pat Johnston back in the studio. And great to be with you once again. Art Lewis not here for the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. Someday I will be able to say that all the way through without messing it up. That's the big LPGA event that's happening up at the Midland Country Club. And Art's been working there throughout the week. He'll be back here on Monday. But now it is time for Focus, and I was looking forward to this conversation because joining us today is Julie Nunn. She is the Executive Director of Cancer Services. And Julie, thank you so very much for being on with us. I appreciate it. How's it going?
Really great. Thank you, Pat. Thank you for inviting me on.
Of course, no problem. Well, I know that you guys have a couple of events that you want to make sure that we bring up here in just a bit, and maybe you would like to ask for some volunteers as well. But first of all, I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about Cancer Services. What is it all about?
Well, Pat, Cancer Services is a local agency that has been serving local people in Midland, Clare, and Gladwin counties through their diagnosis of cancer for more than 73 years. We're super proud of what we do. All of our services are free, and they're for non-medical expenses for local people that are experiencing a cancer journey. We have services like transportation to treatment, financial aid, support groups, private counseling, all the gear that you need while you're fighting cancer and the derogatory side effects of the treatment that you never wanted, but we offer it all for free, and we're really, really grateful to have Cancer Services in our region, and I know that our clients are too.
You know, I'll tell you what, and I shared this with our listeners a few years ago when my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer. And, she had me, she had a lot of family, a lot of friends, so that was not really an issue. But I remember when we were talking to the experts and going through everything that there were so many services out there. I guess it was something I never thought about, especially maybe if somebody has to go through some type of cancer treatment all alone. I never really gave that much thought, and that's why you guys are there.
Right, exactly. So even people like you who have a lot of family and friend support, when you're experiencing cancer, it's a unique scenario in your life that you're not prepared for. So to be able to connect with people going through the exact same journey, I mean, you can't even quantify the value of that, right?
Right.
So we understand. We serve more than 500 clients annually, and we're super proud of that.
No, that is outstanding. How many volunteers do you guys have?
Wow. Well, I'm glad you asked. We are a tiny but mighty team of 5 employees, but we wouldn't be able to do all the things that we do for local people were it not for our 150-plus volunteer base. So we have volunteer drivers that will pick our clients up at their door, drive them to their treatment, even if it's long distance downstate like Ann Arbor, Beaumont, Henry Ford, take them to their treatment, wait for their treatment, drive them home, and deliver them to their door, all for free.
Okay.
All for free. We don't even allow our clients to tip our drivers because we feel like when they're going through treatment, they have enough stresses. So we don't want anybody to feel an obligation to ask for help when they need it.
Is there a central location for Cancer Services? I mean, a headquarters
Yeah, absolutely. We are located in Midland on the corner of Ashman and Buttles, and anybody can find us on our website, cancerservicesmidland.org. And that's where we live. We also have an office for our caregiver support network. It's called the Maria Mencia Cancer Caregiver Support Network, and that is located in the Cancer Center at Mid-Michigan Health.
You know, that's another thing too. Is that obviously the person who is going through cancer and cancer treatment? That's the obvious focus. But caregivers too, they need some help from time to time.
Holy man, you said it. You said it.
And that's coming from experience, I can tell you.
Yes. So when you're a caregiver and you're trying to manage it all, take care of the household, the kids, the job, and your sick spouse and their busy schedule, the new schedule that they have with their treatments, it is overwhelming. So our caregiver network offers support solely for those caregivers, and it's invaluable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this was again, if people would like to find out more information about cancer services, you gave a website. Would you mind giving that one more time?
Sure, cancerservicesmidland.org.
Okay, and I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. I think this is a good spot, and then we'll talk about the golf challenge and the golf-a-thon event that you guys have going on, plus the need for some volunteers. Okay, do you mind holding on, Julie?
Yes, Pat, that would be great because we pay for our services with our fundraisers, so hopefully people will listen. Thank you.
No problem. Everybody, please just stick with us, and we'll be back with Julie Nunn, Executive Director of Cancer Services, here in just a few moments. You're listening to the Focus program on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Yeah, I want to play that new Michigan Lottery Instant game. You know, the one with the real easy name.
Cash game?
Yeah, it's like Bucks something. I think it's...
Cash game.
Yeah, you can win $1 million instantly. I want to say it's called Loot.
Cash game?
You know, the one that has over 44 million in total prizes. What's it called? Is it,
It's Cash Game.
No?
Yes, new Cash Game from the Michigan Lottery. Easy name, easy game.
Oh, I got it. No, that's not it.
And put some cash play in your day. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
What if I told you you could save 50% off your monthly cell phone bill without sacrificing your service? This is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, and I'm talking about H2O Wireless. If you're with AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, you're just paying too much. Listen to this. You can get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data for just $36 a month. That means the average person is probably saving $400 a year. You might use that to fund your emergency reserve fund or pay down some credit card bills or put some money in your retirement plan. And switching is so easy. You can keep your phone, keep your number. You just have to swap out your SIM card. You get the same great service you currently have, but at half the price. Right now, you can save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword get H2O. That's pound 250 and say keyword get H2O to start saving today.
Hi, break time?
I know you.
I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. It seems like you take care of yourself.
I do. I play tennis. I try to eat well.
What about screening for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. Colon cancer is more treatable when it's caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and is used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit requestcologuard.com.
I'm on it.
Excellent.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, welcome back to Focus. Pat Johnston in for Art Lewis here this morning. And we have a few minutes left here to talk with Julie Nunn, Executive Director of Career Services in Midland. All right, Julie, how about you and I talk a little bit about some of these fundraising events that, let's see, you got the Golf Challenge and the Golf-a-thon events. I'll let you talk about them.
Awesome, Pat. Thank you. As I was telling you about cancer services and our all the great services we offer free to local people in our region, this is your family, friends, neighbors that we get the privilege of taking care of. We couldn't offer those services at Cancer Services were it not for fundraising events.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a great event coming up next Thursday. It's called the Golf Challenge. It's at the beautiful Sandy Ridge Golf Course. It is an all-in fun event. We have a lot of players. I think we have about 25 teams right now. We have room for more. One small price includes cart, 18 holes, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a full-on open bar.
Whoa, that's pretty good. That's not bad for just a small price.
I know. So we're hoping that people will sign up for that. We also have another event. It's called a Golf-a-thon. It's a 100-hole golf day for 8 to 10 lucky golfers that choose to take part if they're up for the challenge. It's on September 7th. We rent the entire golf course for the day, and those 8 to 10 athletes get to try to golf 100 holes without anybody in their way. The course is theirs, and it all culminates in a beautiful dinner.
Oh, wow, that sounds like fun too. All right, so
yeah, it's very.
The golf-a-thon event is September 7th. Is that and where again?
It's at Sandy Ridge.
So both are at Sandy Ridge. Okay.
Both.
Yep, and then the golf challenge is on. Is that July 22nd?
July 22nd, next Thursday.
If people would like to register or sign up for it, is there a place they have to go?
Yeah, they can go to our website, cancerservicesmidland.org, or they can call our office at 835-4841.
Is there a price for the golf challenge?
Yes, the golf challenge is $100 a person, $400 a team.
Okay.
And again, it's all in. It's a full-on day of fun.
Well, that does sound excellent. Okay. All right, so you got those two events to help raise money, which you said that's how you guys are able to keep going, is that you need the fundraising. And how about when it comes to volunteering? Because we talked a little bit about that earlier, but I know that you would like to tell everybody that there's a need for some volunteer drivers. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. So we, again, operate with more than 150 volunteers that are dedicated, and a big part of our services is transportation. So if people have an inability to have someone drive them, they're too sick to drive to treatment, or they don't have roadworthy vehicle, we have great volunteers that will pick them up, door-to-door service. We have a need for volunteer drivers. We pay our drivers 56 cents a mile to drive, right? So it's a return on investment, but the real return is how they feel. The reward is helping people. They get to actually hear and see our clients and their gratitude for their volunteering.
No, and I completely would understand that completely. And it's just not, and so you need the need for volunteer drivers. And just what else do some of the volunteers do there? I know you were talking about drivers there, but can you just give everybody just a quick description of what other volunteers do there on a daily basis?
Sure. We have volunteers that take care of our unique boutique. So we have in our location on Ashman Street in Midland, we have volunteers that meet our clients who are experiencing hair loss from chemotherapy. So they meet them, they fit them with wigs, turbans, prosthesis. We have volunteers to help with our fundraising events. All of our board is volunteer. We have a large volunteer base.
All right,
but
great.
The greatest need right now, Pat, if your listeners could really hear, is the volunteer driving.
Right.
We need volunteer drivers in Clare and Gladwin counties. Lots of underserved people in those counties need to get to Midland for treatment, or Saginaw, or University of Michigan. We need volunteer drivers that would commit to that. And we don't. Our volunteers are, if they're available, no pressure. If they're available, they sign up. We have enough of a base that there is no pressure. If they're not able to, they just pass on the opportunity to drive that day.
Okay. Well, Julie, that's going to do it for us here today. But again, Cancer Services has two fundraising events. You got the Golf Challenge that is taking place at Sandy Ridge Golf Course on July 22nd. You also have the Golf-a-thon event that's happening on September 7th, also at Sandy Ridge Golf Course. And you said if people would like to sign up for either event or both, whatever, they can do so by going to the Cancer Services website. Is that correct?
You got it. CancerServicesMidland.org. Thank you, Pat.
Hey, no, thank you so very much. It was nice talking with you.
It was great talking with you, too. I hope your wife is well.
Oh, she is. She's doing very, very well. Very well. Thank you so very much. And have yourself a great weekend, okay?
Thank you. You too, Pat.
All
Take
right.
care.
Will do. Take care. And that was Julie Nunn, Executive Director from Cancer Services. That was what a wonderful service that they provide there. And hopefully some of you golfers out there, or maybe even non-golfers, will just please go out there and participate in their golf challenge and golf-a-thon events. It is 11:26. We're going to take a break, and we'll be talking with Steve Anderson from the Bear Companies. We'll get a check on the markets right after these words.
Hello, this is Carol Thomas, and I practice elder law. And I'm very excited to tell you about my upcoming seminars, which will be next Wednesday, July 21st at Apple Mountain. They're actually going to be ice cream socials. I had my first ice cream social a year ago, what was a huge success, so we decided to do a second ice cream social, which we actually are presenting next Wednesday. But what's very exciting about this, I also have invited a band. The band will be performing from 10 to 11. I will be speaking at 11 o'clock, and then we'll have a repeat performance in the afternoon where the band will play from 1 to 2, and I'll speak at 2 o'clock. It's going to be the Brush Street Band featuring Julie Melati, and they are fabulous, and they play music from my generation. So it should be a fun day to learn a lot of information as far as wills and trusts and how I can protect assets for people, but it's also like welcome back. Art Lewis will be broadcasting from Apple Mountain that morning, so we will see you next Wednesday at Apple Mountain, but reservations are required, so please call my office at 793-2300.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Here to tell you about my Giza Dream bed sheets. The long staple cotton makes my Giza Dream sheets ultra soft and durable. They come with my 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. And now you can get the best sheets ever for the best price ever. When you buy one of my Giza Dream bed sheet sets, you'll get another one absolutely free.
Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listener square and use promo code SKY, S-K-Y, for this amazing special.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
The Focus Show on WSGW, brought to you by Northeastern Paint Supply in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
All right. Well, thank you so very much to Julie Nunn, Executive Director from Cancer Services, for joining us on this edition of the Focus program. Art Lewis will be back on Monday to host his show plus the Focus program. All right, it's 11:30. Let's move on to see what's happening with the markets. And joining us here this morning once again is Steve Anderson from the Baird Company of Saginaw. Steve, how are things going this morning?
Well, the markets seem to be taking a little bit of a rest today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 123 points, putting it at 34,860. Volume there is 278 million shares. On the NASDAQ, we're down about 56, putting it at 14,488. Volume there, 298 million shares.
Okay. All right. Very well. Well, what's your tip for the day here?
actually, you kind of summed it up real well with your response to that. You kind of went, and there was a time when 120 points was a very scary event.
Right.
And the one thing that people need to keep in mind, and apparently you've got it down pretty good, is that the levels that the markets are at right now, 120 points is not very much. We've got a Dow Jones Industrial Average at 34,000. If anybody does happen to remember back to the 1980s, it was about 1,000. And, it has come a long way over a long time. And so consequently, you really can't get yourself too wound up in the day-to-day movements and motions of the market.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're looking at today's move, it is, let me see here, it is 0.34%.
Yeah.
That's not much of anything at all. So, yeah, don't get shook up on those things. And anytime you see a number that looks, disturbing maybe, double check what the percentage move is, look at where the markets are today, and then look at where they were, say, 10 years ago. And that'll usually put things in perspective pretty good. So,
all right. So keep your head about you while the others are losing theirs, right?
Oh, exactly. Very good.
Thank you.
You took my whole ticker tip and summed it up in about 8 words. Very good.
Well, I don't know anything about finance. So if people would like to would like more information and more advice on what to do financially, how do they get a hold of you, sir?
Well, a little help and understanding is right here at Baird. You can call us at 790-5724, or you can find us on the web at rwbaird, that's BAIRD.com. Look for the Saginaw branch.
Okay, Steve. Thank you so very much. You have yourself a good weekend.
I will. You do the same, sir.
Will do. It is 11:33. Terry Henney is up with the Farm Show right after these words.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Getting the entire troop to agree on a place to get some grub can be a real pain in the axe. Now, don't go flying off the handle just yet, because the Lumberjack Restaurant has something for everyone to enjoy. Steaks, ribs, taters, mac and cheese, home-style grub that'll knock 1 or 2 notches off your belt just by looking at it. So get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Ogama County Fair. You are going to get a Ultimate 2021 Fair Package for only $89.50. Don't miss the 40+1 anniversary of the Ogama County Fair, August 17th through the 21st in West Branch. The Ultimate Fair Package gets you 2 concert tickets to John Michael Montgomery on August 20th, 4 gate passes, 4 home-cooked dinners, and 4 grandstand passes. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Fly ball to right field. This one's deep. Got some carry to it, and that ball is gone. A home run. Akil Baddoo with number 6.
The Tigers play 1:50 today on 790 News Radio WSGW. Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henney and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly cloudy good morning to most of you. A little bit more in the way of clouds for others. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having ourselves a good day with temperatures working their way in the 70s. Not all that bad of a day at all. Overnight, things cleared out rather nicely. Clouds have been bubbling up from the south as we've gone through the morning hours. Some really heavy rains being reported down in the Detroit area. Very likely they're scheduled for a doubleheader against the Twins today down at Comerica Park. I doubt very seriously if they'll get started with the first game very early, and hard to say, but they just might be rescheduling at least one of those games anyway. Precipitation is not going to go away in that southeast corner of the Lower Peninsula until we get real late this afternoon or early this evening. A couple of low-pressure systems. One of them is now just moving out of Ohio, moving over into the Lake Ontario area, and there's another low-pressure system not too far behind it. And that's the reason why I think we're going to see a continuation of either light or moderate rain showers in southeast Michigan all the way through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. But we have hazy sun and partly cloudy skies. Cloudy skies being reported at the airport, 73 degrees at MBS. Right now here at Radio Center, we've got 73 degrees, mostly cloudy, Midland 72. Downtown Bay City is at 72 as well. An east breeze at 7, 30.06 and steady is the barometric pressure. We have the frontal system, this pathway of low pressure. It's running right along the Michigan border with Indiana and Ohio. It's trying to move its way up northward, but a high-pressure system over the western part of the Upper Peninsula will be drifting down into Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin, over the next 24 hours. So that is going to pretty much keep that front right where it's at. It might try to bubble up a little bit over Lake Erie, but right now it doesn't appear as though it's going to have much luck doing that. As a result, I'm not really anticipating in the Great Lakes Bay region much of anything in the way of moisture. And as we move into the nighttime hours, the chances are going to decrease even more. The best chance of seeing any precipitation here close to the Great Lakes Bay region will be along and south of the I-69 corridor. So if you are going to be traveling to Flint and south of Flint, the chances are you might run into a little bit of an organized sprinkle or maybe a rain shower. But the heaviest amount of precipitation is going to be centered over the Detroit area. Skies will thin out. We'll get rid of that smoky haze, which is what a lot of you are seeing. Yeah, we do have clouds, but we have breaks in the clouds, and sun is trying to push through the clouds. So we've got a combination of actual clouds and haze from all of that smoke out west. Again, the pathway is taking the upper air moisture and upper air wind flow and pushing it from the south central parts of the continental United States right up through the Great Lakes Bay region and the Ohio River Valley. So that's why we are getting that upper level cloud and fog and smoke cover that is moving across our part of the continental United States. Partly sunny as we go through the day. Clouds the further south you get. 78 degrees is our projected high. Partly cloudy tonight. We'll have some thinning of the clouds, and for the most part, that smoky haze will be going away tonight. Partly cloudy, a low of 63. Sun will set this evening at 9:14, rise tomorrow morning at 6:11. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, sunshine, high pressure over northern Wisconsin, 82 for a high, and we will have a northeast breeze, about 10 miles per hour. So a very pleasant day. The northeast breeze will continue tomorrow night. Clear skies, 60 degrees. Sunday, more of the same with sunshine, warmer still, 85 degrees with plenty of sun, a light north breeze on Sunday, clear skies, 62 for a low on Sunday night. Then on Monday, here we go, 88 degrees for a high, mostly sunny skies, high pressure will be over Iowa. That high, which has been in Wisconsin, the Upper Peninsula, is going to fall to the south and be over Iowa during the day on Monday. Tuesday, there is going to be an outside chance, very outside, of some precipitation later in the afternoon or the evening hours. Still, we're going to be looking at 86, 87 degrees for a high. On Wednesday, just a tad cooler. 80 degrees, but then on Thursday, we'll be right back into the middle 80s once again, with nighttime lows 60, 62, 63, which is average for this time of the year. Normal high is 83. Record high in the state, 98. Set back in 1931, the record low 45, set way back in 1912 and tied in 1946. And a year ago today, 79 was our high, 69 was our low. We picked up about a half inch of rain. Incidentally, for the month of July a year ago, we had just a little bit better than an inch and a tenth. So far out at the airport, we are looking at an inch and 8/10, 8 inch and 9/10, and some of you have picked up more. So we're beginning to pick up a little bit as far as rainfall goes over the course of a year. We're a lot closer to what normal should be than what we had seen, let's say, about 4 to 6 weeks ago. 16.54 is what we had picked up a year ago by now, and we are at 12.66 precipitation. Long-range outlook to take us practically right up to the end of July. Above average temperatures, below average moisture. That's it as far as our weather forecast is concerned. Lots of information as far as the markets go. How are we going to finish the week off? Well, I hope better than what we have seen. Gary Kaufman at Star of the West will clue us in on what's going on there. But before we get to him, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. The folks at Tri-County Equipment want you to join their team. Become a John Deere technician. They're looking for technicians to join the team. As a John Deere technician, you're going to provide solutions every day with the latest technology while working on engine systems and equipment. On-the-job training is available, and so are advancement opportunities. If you've got a long, strong work ethic, team-oriented, and want to support some of this company's and country's most important industries, see them at the John Deere dealership today of Tri-County Equipment, locally owned, locally driven. Remember, when you're talking John Deere and Michigan's Thumb, as well as Saginaw Reese and Birch Run, you are talking Tri-County Equipment, working harder, doing more. Okay, Gary Kaufman, the spotlight is on you, just like you really wanted it to be, right?
Well, you know, it's just another typical day in the grain market, Terry. A lot of volatility, but hey, we have all positives on the board today, and so hopefully we can hold on to them for the weekend here. So
that's got to be the headline. Positives to finish the week. This has been crazy. We'll talk a little bit more about the week here in just a minute, but what is going on right now? What's driving the market, Gary?
Well, basically, it's a total weather market right now, Terry. You know, reports are behind us, so we don't really have a lot of reports to come out here until, you know, August USDA reports. But, you know, that's, 3 weeks away. So we're just going to trade weather, and weather is on the forefront, especially in the wheat arena. and so much in demand in soybean arena, and then corn is just trying to balance out between demand and the good crop and beneficial rains, and then the forecast with the hot, dry heat coming in. So the traders are trying to decide which side of the fence to be on the corn market. But currently, we do have cash in current crop wheat up 20 cents right now, Terry. That puts the white at 6.57 and the red at 6.22. Cash corn up a couple at 6.26. The new crop is up 5 at 5.11. Cash soybeans are up 18 at 14.30, and new crop, let's call it up 24 at 13.39.
So we had a crop progress report that came out the first part of the week, Gary, and things were looking a little tough for some of the crops here in Michigan, in particular the dry beans, but the corn and the soybeans, everything was really looking good, and we had ample moisture, but that's not the case in many cases across the country, is it?
Oh, that is for sure. It is a mixed bag depending on where you're looking. You got a lot of guys hot and dry and suffering drought, and it doesn't matter if you're talking spring wheat or your fall crops, but it's just been a kind of a wild weather market here throughout the country. And, even in the world now, with the, there's been a lot of chatter in the wheat market on the spring wheat. The Minneapolis exchange trades the spring wheat, and we've seen a escalade upward in the U.S. hard red spring wheat stocks, and we're down. So, and then you got just added bullish news from wetting and flooding in parts of the European Union, threatening the wheat crop with yield and quality concerns there, and they're right in the middle of harvest. And then you got Russia in there too, and they got falling potential production in Russia as well. And France is trying to harvest wheat like we were in our backyards. Wet weather forecast is not good, so all that's between spring wheat and winter wheat. It's just a lot of uncertainty as far as how much is going to get harvested for milling quality versus feed. So at this point in time,
I've seen quite a bit of flooding conditions in Europe. Is that in some cases major crop producing areas over there?
Well, they're saying, from what I've read this morning, they're saying that some of that flooding areas in parts of the Europe are in some of the wheat arena areas, so that's causing some harvest delays there for their crops, so for sure.
But overall, our crops around here seem to look pretty good. Wheat harvest, I would hope, if it's not done, it can be done this weekend, because the weather does look as though things are going to get a little bit less humid for the next few days, but there's still a lot of wheat out there yet, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, and we've been pretty fortunate in our backyards. We've had windows of opportunities, but you go up towards the thumb there, they're still trying to finish a crop. You go north, the Mount Pleasant, north of Mount Pleasant, up towards, your Grayling, Alpena, up that way. They're trying to get started. And then you go way southern Michigan, where a lot of these systems been going through, like the Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Michigan borderline, that I-69 corridor as it runs from west to east to Port Huron. I mean, those folks have really struggled trying to get their wheat crop off, and it's been pretty challenging. And in some areas, even I talked to some of my Indiana and Ohio customers, kind of in that northwest Ohio, and then that northeast part of Indiana, which right at the borders. They're not even half done with their wheat crop yet. So it's been a mixed bag, and some guys are done, some guys are half done, and some guys wish they were done. So
it's the way it's working right now. You have a good weekend, Gary. We'll talk to you again next week, all right?
I will. You do the same. Thanks, Derek.
Will do. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me right now. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. If you're looking for a new Ram commercial truck or van, get it from a dealer that's been around since 1852. They know their trucks. They know their vans, so you can buy with confidence from a dealer where family and service sells cars. The Great Lakes Bay Area's certified ag dealer, Schaefer, and Beerline. And by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving the needs of local farmers for over 125 years. Couple locations in Bay City, also Cassidy, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Oh, I think they're trying to corner the market on this grain stuff, but it's in a good way, so it's all right. I checked the lumber contract. Always interesting. $5.75. So that's getting pounded. And I had heard that some of the big box stores now are 30% underwater on some of the lumber that they had to have 3 months ago. So could be an interesting finish to the year if they don't get lumber prices turned around. So we'll have to see what happens there. Like I said, it's always interesting. Here's your numbers. The September corn, 5.65 3/4, up 1.5 pennies. December corn, 5.60 3/4, up 4 1/2. The August soybeans, 14.63, up 15 1/2. November soybeans, 14.01 1/2, up 21 1/2. The September wheat, 6.91 1/4, up 19 1/4, and December wheat, 6.98 1/4, up 19 1/2. Crude oil, 72.12, that's up 47 cents. Heating oil is 212.69, up 1 1/4 cents. Gasoline is 226.46, up 1 1/2 cents, and I have no idea where that jump at the pump came, but I got in under the wire, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to last until they come to their senses next week, hopefully. Cross my fingers, knock on wood.
You better be knocking twice.
Yeah, right. Canadian dollar's dead even today, $1.25.92 at the border. That's what the U.S. dollar gets you. The Japanese yen, 110.14. That's up 28 ticks. The euro's at 118.08. That's down a half a tick. And the dollar's at 92.67. That's up 5 ticks. Gold's at 18.12.20, down 16.80 an ounce. Silver's at 25.86, down 51 cents. Platinum's at 11.09. That's down $27.
You have a good weekend, Doug.
Thanks. Yep, you too.
We'll talk to you again. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer. Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment, 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Carroll exit just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge, Saginaw. Call Kim today at 989-754-7801 or email at k.weiss@lingle1.com.
Along with me, Chuck Cervinsky, Maple Hill Nursery over in Midland. And Chuck, it is July, and synonymous with July, Japanese beetles? Really?
Definitely. They're making their appearance in the landscape, and that means that some of your favorite plants might just be on the menu for them as they eat their way through your landscape. A couple of things you can do to protect them. One option is to hand-pick the beetles off plants or out of the soil and drop them into a bucket of soapy water, and this works okay if there's just a few of them. But if you have an abundance of them, spraying is going to be a far better option. A couple of different sprays that are a natural insecticide that you can use. One of them is neem oil. Neem oil is considered really low risk for bees and pollinators and other beneficial bugs. It does require that you go out and spray it regularly. It's not just a one spray and done. You're going to have to do it quite often. And you want to be careful to avoid blooms or flowers on plants when you're spraying that. Another natural insecticide that does a far better job is spinosad, and it's the active ingredient in Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew by Bonide. Now, that sounds like a kind of a weird name, but the stuff really works, and it's approved for organic gardening, and it doesn't really significantly impact any predatory beneficial insects while controlling the target pest, which is the beetle.
Now, long-term damage, is it possible with the Japanese beetle?
You can. It will create long-term damage if you don't get out and spray it. But even if the beetle does do damage, for the most part, healthy mature trees and shrubs are going to recover without a lot of long-term damage. You're going to have short-term, but not a lot of long-term.
All righty, Chuck. For more information, we can get a hold of you. How do we do that?
You can give us a call here at the store, 989-835-4708, or you can visit us on the web at www.maplehillmidland.com.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Chuck Cervinsky with Maple Hill Nursery.
For 33 years, the Bader family has been proud to be your local John Deere dealer. Starting in central Michigan and growing to 10 stores from southeast Michigan to the bridge, we are happy to announce the transition to another great organization. Going forward, Hudson Inc. will continue to provide the John Deere experience you can rely on for parts, service, and sales. The Bader family thanks you for all your business and wishes Hudson Inc. the very best.
Farm Service today has been brought to you by the folks at Ed Raymond & Sons. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartts, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy, Cromer accessories, all available at Ed Raymond & Sons. 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They are open 7 days.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Just as a reminder, take a look at the WSGW website or go to our Facebook or the Farm Service Facebook and register your recipe today for the Michigan Fruit Pie Competition. That's going to be held August the 3rd, opening day at the Saginaw County Fair. We want to see you there, and we want to taste test some of Grandma's, yours, whether it's male, female, best fruit pie competition. That's what's going to be happening. And gift certificates, gift money, going to be presented by Star of the West for our winner and first and second runner-up. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we want to conclude our program with our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan.
This is becoming a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
And CDC Director Rochelle Walensky says today with the Delta variant spreading fast, numbers are shooting up.
The 7-day average hospital admissions is about 2,790 per day, an increase of about 36% from the previous 7-day period. And after weeks of declines, 7-day average daily deaths have increased by 26% to 211 per day.
On CBS This Morning, Surgeon General Vivek Murthy suggested a lot of people are avoiding shots because of bad information.
I've seen people struggle. They can't make sense of the conflicting and often false stories they're seeing on social media.
He says vaccine misinformation is now a public health threat.
There are people intentionally trying to spread information, sometimes for financial